Alright guys, I'm not sure how long the stream's going to be tonight. I don't even know how late I want to go. But that being said, I do want to jump in and do one quick match of 5v5 on Highguard. I almost called it Hyperscape. Do you guys all remember Hyperscape? Do you remember that game? Hyperscape. Oh my god, that brings me back. Yo, Sally. Hey, Minor Panic over on Kick. You know, guys, I am no longer streaming on Odyssey because I went and checked out my Odyssey channel, and it doesn't look like it ever actually has the broadcast live on Odyssey. You never heard of Hyperscape? Oh my god. Think Valorant style graphics, but it was a hero shooter. I think it was hero shooter. It was weird. Look up a video, man. Hyperscape was wild. It was also not a terrible game. It just never really caught on. And it was one of those free-to-play shooters that just didn't really... It didn't do it for a lot of people. And I don't know how long it even lasted. I remember trying it briefly when I first started streaming on Twitch. I think right after I started playing Apex, I tried Hyperscape. And it's like, yeah, no, not for me. So we're going to jump into a quick match of 5v5, only because of the fact that I only had enough time earlier for one match after I got home. And it was kind of whatever. I really want to see if it's any better than it was. I need to ban this bot real quick. Can you ban people from the chat box on Kick? I think you can. I think you can. Ban. There we go. Done. All right. Nothing really feels as smooth as Overwatch does. Deadlock gets really close, though. The game's smooth. Dude, Zav, he was here the last stream. He is a massive Deadlock fan. He sent me some stuff about Deadlock. I haven't had a chance to actually watch any of it yet. You know if its name? Nobody did. Dude, nobody knew about Hyperscape, okay? And it wasn't a terrible game, from what I remember. They got a bunch of Twitch streamers to play it. It was one of the typical things where they're like, all right, let's get some Twitch streamers to try to promote this game, right? And it was pretty sweaty. It just never really stuck, you know? Kind of like how the, I don't know if you guys saw that interview with the creative director, the game director of Highguard, saying how, well, you know, back when we were working on Apex back in 2019, that also launched at a time where there was like 50 other battle royales. I'm like, no, there wasn't. Like, dude, I wasn't born yesterday, man. There were a million, like, there weren't a million. There was like, literally like maybe less than 10 that people actually played. There's a million of them now. Like, you can't fart without finding a freaking battle royale now. But no, when Apex launched in 2019, there was Fortnite, there was PUBG, there was Call of Duty Warzone. That was about it. Like, those were the big three people were playing as far as battle royales. I don't even know if PUBG had a BR mode. I never played PUBG, so I don't know. I meant to like a million times, just never got around to it. Countless JRPGs are still up playing them. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And the thing is, they try to use this as deflection. Oh god, somebody stole my character. The only character I've ever played is Atticus. Okay. Let's play the Kong. No, I want to play the Scarlet Chick because I'm probably never gonna play the game again. So. Oh man, I don't know anything about her abilities and I don't care. Hey guys, let's all pick the recommended map. That would be great. Recommended stronghold here. You can play for a few hours and be done with the story. BR Old Man, you play constantly to justify its existence. Are we talking Call of Duty, or what game are we speaking of specifically? Yo, Lugia! We are checking out a quick match of 5v5 before we get into the news, so you guys can see how sucky I am at this game. Although I will try to focus on the game. What tends to happen is if I have to split my attention between the game and chat, then I'll end up screwing up and looking like a complete rube. But I will try to pay attention. The problem is I also don't know this character's moveset. I think her tactical is invisibility. Her ultimate is like these whirling dagger things. So whatever. Reinforce, because why not? That, you know, of all the things they need to change about this game, the reinforcing the wall crap is so stupid and pointless. It is beyond pointless. There's no reason. It doesn't serve any purpose. Why are you already talking to the trader? You don't have any freaking crystals. No, but I'm not streaming to Odyssey anymore, guys. Odyssey is a dumpster fire. Rumble's actually gotten better than Odyssey, thank God. Because for a while, Rumble was kind of rough.
Everything you need to prepare.
And let's see. It'd be helpful if I knew all the chest locations, but whatever. And I don't know what hitting these actually does. I don't know if it actually does anything or not, but whatever. I do love that the mounts have no fall damage, though, I gotta say. That's pretty cheap. Alright, there's gonna be enemies probably here in a sec. With 5v5, at least it's gonna give us a little more opportunity for interacting with, enemies earlier on. I did notice that the one time I played a 5v5 match earlier, that you do tend to run into them a little bit sooner. Especially if you go, like, off exploring like you're supposed to for this game, which, again, I don't know what the purpose of that is. What the hell's a wall shift? What is that? Also, I don't understand. What's the point of the thumper charges? To break through the reinforced walls? Then why don't you just use your freaking thing you can... Like your not tactical, your what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. This game just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But we've got armor, we've got weapons, got a saddle, got more reinforcements. I don't know what the point of hitting the barrels is other than you can. Oh, come on. Late and gay. Dude, where are the enemies at? This is a 5v5 and there's no enemies here.
The shield breaker is forming at the dungeons.
Well, that's not too far away. Anyways, guys, don't worry. This will not be a Highguard stream. I'm just playing this while we're waiting for people to start to filter in here.
Amulet found.
I would not put you guys through that. Oh, you can do a thumper charge right there. I see.
Shooting. I'm reloading.
Yo, enemies.
This way.
Nope.
Enemy.
Too early. Just destroy that.
Took one down. Purge the soul.
Popped his cherry. God, that's so cringe.
Shield breaker's ready. It's go time.
Guys, trying to be cute and melee me. There we go. Get his ass. So we have this part where you loot like a BR, but there's no real tension. No real tension, no real stakes. Ooh, I'll take that.
Soul parched.
Soul purged. Hey, let's go deliver the shield breaker. Man, and here's the thing. I don't know that they can actually do anything to create tension
The shield breaker.
with the way this currently is set up. Wait, where the hell is... Oh my god, behind there? What? Where am I getting shot from? There's like no visibility. The enemy's hiding in plain sight.
Move to intercept.
You also can't pick up the shield breaker while you're mounted. I tried to do that, it wouldn't work. God, seriously? Yo, can somebody revive me? No. Oh crap, I gotta ride back out.
All right, buddies. I'm back in.
Enemy vaporized.
Whoa.
Jumping back to base.
Where is the enemy? Oh crap. Go!
The shield breaker is close to our base. We must stop them.
Like the sands. Firing.
Respawns are almost locked. We're getting into the overtime stretch.
No! Come on, get his ass. What are you doing? Yeah, we're gonna lose.
Listen up. The enemy has dropped the shield breaker. Intercept.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Shield breaker. Follow me, group. I like the turns.
Sorry about that, everyone. Back.
We're in extra time. Spawns locked.
All right, overtime. There we go.
Mounting up. On the move.
I will say it is a little better with 5v5. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Got it.
There are people. It's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing. I saw people complaining about the 5v5 going, oh, it's just the normies who are going to ruin this game for everybody. It's like, who are the normies? This is a brand new game. You have like 12,000 people playing it. Like, what is a normie? Explain this to me. Where are these dudes even at?
Going here.
This is the problem with these, the art style and everything. Everything just kind of blends together.
Fighting out.
It's all muddy. It all looks the same. What? Oh, he's up there.
Drop the shield breaker. Pick it up, team.
You killed my horse, damn it.
Fire.
Lighting him up.
No, grenade. Oof. Dang it, didn't hit anybody.
Enemies remain, team. Take them out.
Who the hell's shooting me? Why didn't I have it at the beginning? Good question. I will say, at least the 5v5 is more intense, you know? It certainly does create a level of intensity that wasn't there before.
Shield break. He's unmugging up.
Yo, are we going or not?
All right. There's one guy left, so if we kill him, it just automatically goes to their base too. So
Well, let's just go to the base, man. Come on.
Mounting up. Let's move.
I just feel they got paid to show the event actually cared about the gaming over access and gave feedback. All right, so here's the thing. I don't know if any of them actually gave feedback or not. There might have been somebody who said, you know, this would be more fun if there was like 6v6. I don't know.
The forest mother yearns to be.
Here's the thing, guys. It doesn't even matter 5v5, 6v6, 4v4, or 3 different bases on the map, 4v4v4 or something. That would work too. You're still stuck in the same problem where it's the same gameplay cycle over and over and over again. So with the one game mode we have, you have to really enjoy this singular mode
Coming in.
to actually give a shit about the game, right? So no matter how many enemies, how many players are on the map at one time, you have to really enjoy the one game mode for it to even work. And the game mode is fine for what it is. It'd be fine if they had other options, like a straight up team deathmatch, you know? Why is there not a team deathmatch? Like at launch, if there's a TDM, this game might have seen a massive resurgence in players, but most people don't like being restricted to certain game modes.
Crack the dome. Get in there.
Ah, crap.
Getting shot at.
Ah? Ooh, I'm like one shot.
Push B.
Push B? Why not C? Why not C these nuts? Oh my god.
Let the sands.
I'm invincible. Invisible. Get it.
Soul severed.
Come on out, buddy. Where you at? Oh, shit. Oh my god, I got from both directions. What about 10v10? I think 10v10 would be too messy. I think that'd be asking too much. But I don't know, maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it would actually work.
Flank him.
They did develop eventually the opposite issue, too many modes and spread the players too much. That's probably what kept Smite alive.
Generator destroyed.
Nice.
Respawn right there. I don't care. Yeah, we could end it right here.
Yeah, let's do A.
I don't know how much you actually can hide while you're doing this.
Throwing grenade.
No ammo? All I had was one shot? Seriously? Alt.
Hostile silence.
Okay, I'll plant it. Whatever.
About to plant the bomb.
Alright.
Bomb planted. This is it. Defend it, and we're out.
Firestorm hot. Up top.
Nice.
Here. Soul 7. Moving this way. My power storm surges.
She's low.
Here's the other issue I have with this game. Once you control an area like this, what's the highest versus to make it fun without making it messy? I know it's not important. No, it's a good question. I think maybe, I don't like the number 5. I really don't. I think it should be a 4v4 or 6v6. I don't know. I feel like something about the number 5 is off. Finding better with 5, it's still the same game though. What happens with 5 is the matches move faster is what I feel like. I feel like the matches just go quicker. It'd be one thing if it was like, you know, smaller map, more enemies, but at the same time, get rid of the raid mechanic, just have it like team deathmatch, you could do that. I don't understand spending 4 years on a game and then launching it with one game mode. Like, it's not like this is just one of many game modes that are out there and it's what they showcase. They decided to put this out here as a as a base raiding game. That's it. That's all you got. They didn't even drop it with another optional mode. It's gonna be better at least. I'd seen Dragon matches as a criticism. Does it seem like it's a band-aid to that? It does to a certain extent. You know, I'll do one more real quick since that one didn't take like any time at all. It certainly kind of feels like, yeah, it almost kind of, I need to get rid of that freaking transition. Almost kind of feels like a band-aid on a shotgun wound. Only because of the fact that there are certainly still issues with the game. But here's the thing, it's finding matches pretty quick. There were people, of all the issues that I've taken with this game, gameplay mechanics, the map size, the amount of players, all this other stuff, I've never had the game crash. I've never had where I couldn't find a match. I've never, like, these issues, right? I haven't had any of those kind of things. My issue with the game, first and foremost, and consistently up to this point, is just the fact that they dropped it with a 3v3 massive map. It just didn't make any sense. Let me see if I can get my guy. We'll do them.
It's already too late.
Even the character select is cringe. Black Cat, there is nothing about this that isn't cringe. Now, I can't recall if I've actually played a game with Abubakar Salim, the actor that he's voice acted in. This is my first time playing a game that I know of that he's done a voice, and it's really cringe. All the character like voices. I mean, hell, the Scarlet chick, she calls the enemies baddies. Okay, I mean, my God. My daughter had a friend in softball last year that called people baddies. Okay, I'm like, why do we have grown ass people here calling the enemies baddies? You know, it's yeah, it's incredibly cringe. Not gonna lie. Like I said, I think some of that is just due to fatigue of the hero shooter stuff. Where how many times can you have like hero shooters saying the same kind of voice lines before it actually becomes cringe? He's a good voice actor. He carries AC Origins. He gets put in bad roles. Maybe he takes bad roles. I mean, look, he's in charge of the roles that he takes, right? Why is it not enforcing? I'm so confused.
Strengthening the
Dude, the game's freaking bugged. It wouldn't reinforce the damn wall. That's crazy. One of the basic mechanics of the game, and you can't enforce it. I mean, I don't even understand this, but whatever.
Hello?
10 seconds to go.
Why is the man yelling
Let's
hello?
take this one home, group.
I'm gonna mute my damn teammates.
mounting up.
Okay.
Why I'll say something. Let's get this dub, team.
The shield breaker is forming soon.
I don't even want to play this game anymore. Take basically everything. They don't get that much work. That's a good point. I can understand that. That would certainly be something that would motivate you to just take any role you could, right? I need the work, need the money. There's not that much out there. You got to compete for it.
Found some supplies.
Probably getting close to the enemy's base here. Here for Dan's Highguard suffering. It's okay. I'm only playing this one match. We already did one more already. And it was just... We won. It was not really that hard, not that competitive. It sucks. I hate that this is the situation I find myself in. I was saying, though, I really wouldn't mind if they pull out, like, this massive comeback with this game. You know, do something profound, make the game really interesting, make it cool. Do something really awesome with it. I just don't see it happening. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being negative, I guess. I guess I'll buy the... I can't buy that? Ah, whatever then. Screw it.
Good luck.
Quick time event mining. Yeah, in a first-person shooter. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Gonna laugh if people start liking the game. Here's the thing, guys. I'm only playing the game right now because it's relevant to what we're talking about, right? The minute that I don't want to talk about this game anymore, I'm going to go back to playing Arc Raiders or any other game that I normally play. I'm not going to be putting 100 hours into this game. It's not worth it. There's no point. I don't like it that much. It's fine. I was telling my daughter, because she was asking, is it really that bad? I'm like, no. If there was no other game on the planet to play, if this is the only video game, you could certainly do worse, right? It's not that bad. Is there an enemy here? It's not that bad. But is it a game that I would choose to play for hundreds of hours? Absolutely not.
This way. Take this soul.
Yo, where they
I
at?
see a shield breaker forming at signal point.
I'm down.
Where the hell are they? Oh my god, dead already? Oh, there's two of them shooting me. Of course.
The souls of the fallen.
Very hard to win players with games saturated with such hero shooters, and this gameplay is much different. It's not much different, and it's not that interesting. Feels like the most natural progression you come up with during development. Never consider having people fight over resources in the early game. Yeah.
We've got baddies
It's
nearby.
just
Let's
more
focus
baddies. Oh
up.
my god, stop saying baddies. Stop saying baddies. It's so stupid. So cringe. I'm gonna save some of my freaking crystals.
Right. Let's go. You can trust me.
Reminds me of Doom's multi a little bit.
Scanning for enemies.
Really?
Ready to fight.
I mean, I didn't play Doom multiplayer, so maybe that's just because I don't understand what that would look like, but I never...
Move it, team.
I didn't see this and think of Doom, you know?
Grab it. The shield breaker
Do we know
in
why we're
enemy
fighting
hands.
yet? No.
Move to intercept.
We don't have a freaking clue why we're fighting. And to be fair, I think part of what I got burned out on in Apex Legends was all of the cringe, like, oh, this character's in love with this character, and this character hates this character. Like, all that got to be really annoying. Completely unnecessary and annoying, but at the same time, at least you give your characters a reason to care.
Enemy sighted.
It's really hard with this where it's like just generic heroes who are just trying to shoot each other, trying to kill each other. For what reason, you know? Like, who even cares? Is that a friendly one? Reload, bastard! Oh my god. New game needs to hook the players. I don't feel the hook on stream.
Eyes up. Enemies are
It's, yeah. No, Arc Raiders, you get out of a match, you make some friends, you make some enemies, you get out by the skin of your teeth. It's funny, it's exciting, it's different. There's like always something new each time, right?
Drop the shield breaker.
This just doesn't exist. It's just not there.
Light returns.
Drop the shield breaker. Pick it up, team.
Where is he?
Hurling shock spear.
No grenade yet?
Respawns are almost stopped. We're
Why can't I freaking down these guys? What the hell, man? The echoes of the voice is annoying. The sound on this game is strange. It is odd. It's really, really weird.
Harvesting enemy soul perched.
Are we in overtime now? Okay. Well, who's got the freaking sword on our team? I still say, guys, I still say, whoever's carrying the sword breaker should be like a melee demigod. There should be none of this, oh, I'm traveling with this on me and I'm shooting still. No, you should turn into like a freaking walking tower of pain, you know? But again, maybe have slowed down like movement or something. Don't let him get him up. What's crazy though is I'm not the best like competitive shooter guy. And people complaining about this game being hard to control as far as like the shooting on mouse and keyboard, I'm like, I don't get it. Apex Legends is way worse on mouse and keyboard. Without aim assist, Apex is a nightmare. Like, what are you guys talking about? Hey, somebody gotta pick me up. I can't respawn, guys, come on. Did y'all let me time out, really? Bastards. Well, it's 2v3. Dude, just go get the sword over there, man.
The shield breaker. Getting quick.
Take it, man, go.
With an enemy hands. Move to intercept.
Oh my god. Are we really gonna lose this? We lost it.
Death cannot hold.
So now they're raiding us automatically. Great. Have a base game and clear reasons when engaged with online bits. Probably need something like Battlefield. Yeah.
We've got baddies to try. Let's focus up.
They made one mistake in every aspect of the game. Certainly seems that way, doesn't it? And like I said, I want to be clear, it's like, it's not the worst game that exists. It's certainly, I've played far worse. You guys have seen me stream far worse games. Hell, I've played like so many terrible, action indie games that it seems silly to complain about something like this, but this is supposed to be a rival quality, competitive shooter for people who like the esports shit and MOBAs and all that. And it's like, I just don't get it. I don't see it. You know? Baddies. We got baddies. Yeah, come on through, buddy. I can't walk and do this at the same time. And you're banished. I keep forgetting to use melee on my enemies. No, not melee. Reload. Reload. Dude, freaking can't hit anything hip firing. How often does she say that? Way too often. Irish boobs. You mean Scottish. Am I winning, son? Hey, Synomics, we're doing okay defending. Marking baddies. If you're playing this game, you're not winning, so.
Heads up. They're planting a bomb. Intercept.
Bomb where?
Use the bomb or we're done.
Are they taking out the Wait, where's the bomb? Over at A? It'd be helpful if I knew where everything is. Not at B, where the hell's A? Y'all, where's the bomb? Oh, it's up here.
Their siege tower is done. Now let's clear them out.
Y'all want to come help me defuse this thing? No? Okay, that's cool.
Bomb defused. Great work.
Hey, asshole. No, he was mine! He was mine! Mr. Freeze. What the hell? Whoa, guys. What just happened?
Let's keep it going.
What just happened? More or less fun to play? It's not. It's just more of the same. Guys, I'm freaking stuck.
Right, team. Next shield
Yo.
breaker won't form for a few. Use this time wisely.
Yo, are you serious? I couldn't see the ice, but I was stuck up in the wall.
Loot's upgraded, team.
Hey, Vernum, I was not talking to you, man. Don't worry. I couldn't even tell that it was ice. I thought I glitched out. Dude. Sloppy. No, I'm gonna get there first. I'm gonna get there first. I'm gonna get there first. Mine.
Incoming airdrop.
Mine. My minigame.
Ranger here. Grab it if you need it.
All right, where's this trader dude at? Buy the purple armor. Do I have the purple armor? I got the purple armor. There we go. Buy lots of the purple armor.
Till next time. Best of luck.
It was weird. I thought it was a bug, man. No, we'll talk about like all the freaking Tim Sweeney and epic stuff in a minute. This will be my last match. This one's taken longer than the last time. How did we already injure their base? Okay, guys, I'm confused about this. Hang on. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen, guys. Hang on a second. Let me switch back to this guy. You guys couldn't even see the whole screen. Why? How did we hurt their base? Sweet backstory. But the maps are huge, so it justifies the mounts, and they can sell you mount skins. Oh, dude, mount skins exist. It's a thing in this game, for real. They do exist. Do they say Stormbreaker forming? No. What am I looking at? That purple blob over in the distance. What is that? What am I seeing? Oh, it's our base. Oh my god. Also, mount emotes. What? That's a thing. I need a different secondary weapon. I hate this shotgun. This shotgun is straight up ass.
Shield breakers forming at the furnace.
Oh god, they're gonna get it first. Just watch. What? Who even hit me? Son of a bitch.
I'm reloading.
Oh my god. Freaking.
I'm under fire.
We have enemies nearby.
I don't have enough for that. I should have bought that first.
I'm back.
Let the souls of the fallen
Damn.
fortify you.
Didn't know we all strive to mount the emotes.
Joining the fight.
We have enemies nearby. Get ready.
Oh, I thought the shield breaker had already formed. I was supposed to say backside. It's all good. Don't worry. I probably would have misread it anyways. I'm trying to give this an honest go and pay attention at the same time that I'm reading chat. So
Rejoining the living.
yo, they shot me off my mount. They didn't even kill my mount first. Normally they kill the mount. Starting some food, no worries.
I'm here. Sorry.
Thunderbolts ready.
Thunderbolts ready, yay. Oh, yay. Sweeney slander, yeah.
It's not over yet.
You know what's funny? I've heard Tim Sweeney say some things once in a while that aren't terrible. But then it's like he'll go back and say something like absolutely retarded and you're like, what is wrong with this dude?
I've returned. Ready and in control.
Eyes up. Enemies are near.
Getting hit.
Enemy here.
Losing shock spear.
Yo, that actually got him.
Under fire. Riding out.
Y'all help, help, y'all.
Shock spear loosed. Throwing grenade.
Ah.
Enemy dropped the shield breaker.
Jesus.
Picking up some baddies.
Picking up some baddies. Oh no, not the baddies.
Spawns are locking soon.
Where is this
Few
bastard
seconds before
at?
overtime.
I'm riding out.
Oh, you got him? Okay. All makes sense when you realize the good things he says are entirely self-serving. Talking Sydney or Tim. Look, here's the thing. Sydney Sweeney, I respect the fact that she's a hot girl that doesn't hate her viewers and she looks nice or whatever. But, like, I think the whole Sydney Sweeney obsession is kind of, like, overblown. I get it. I'm not saying she's not hot. I just think it's like we're so used to not knowing what to do with a girl who doesn't hate people thinking she's hot. You know, the modern woman's like, I know I'm hot. Don't look at me, man. This isn't for you. This is for me. And you're like, well, why would it be for you instead of for a guy to look at? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I do think the Sydney Sweeney hype is a little over-exaggerated from time to time. All right, we're going to go full God mode here. Yo!
Two enemies left. One enemy left. You've got this.
He's right there, guys. Come on. There we go. Team wipe.
Picking up nothing.
Respect both Sweeney, or her Sweeneys, both of them. The baddies thing is really bad, guys. It's awful.
Everyone, get ready to raid. Siege tower rolling in.
Yeah, of all my complaints about this game, the one that I won't understand is people complaining about it being difficult to, like, aim the weapons. I'm like, what? This game, the weapons are very simple. They're not complex. The recoil isn't that bad. Once you kind of get the hang of it, get into the groove, it's... Like, I had a match where I had, like, 11 or 12 kills. I had, like, yesterday before they did the 5v5. What I hate is this damn battering ram. I freaking hate this. I hate this battering ram so much. As a lover of all things medieval, siege towers, all that kind of stuff, this ram drives me insane. Why am I not hitting anything? I could see him right there. Yeah, whatever, dude. There's zero reason for the ram to exist. I hate it. It doesn't make any sense. Awesome, Susano. Can I get this now? Replace this guy, yes. Get the ranger. Pure cinematic bullshit, right. Wait, what was...
Forest mother.
Forest mother. All right, Forest mother. I mean, the enemy hitboxes are massive. So even if you don't hit them right on, you shoot around them, you hit something. Oh god, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I keep forgetting that there's friendly damage when you shoot the rocket launchers. Where you at? There you go. Come here. Come here! Yeah, some of the characters are alright. I don't... The character designs are generic. They're not ugly, they're just... whatever.
Generator destroyed.
Yo, can we get this thing done so I can... Doesn't that mean your hitbox is too... It does.
Get ready.
Very massive hitbox.
Bomb's almost ready.
Obviously, that's unfortunate, but what can you do?
Bomb planted. This is it. Defend it and we're out.
Come on, stick your head back out here. Ow! Ow! Oh, God, that hurt. No one's coming for me. Nobody's coming for me. Not unless somebody spawns in. Let's see. I don't have any more points for that. We'll get ammo. Oh, we can't get ammo either. Damn. Overall campaign. I don't know, Black Cat. I have no idea what they're doing. I mean, this 5v5 mode is experimental. So it's obviously they didn't even know if they could make it work. And I haven't had any bugs with it so far. It seems to be working just fine. Oh god, fall damage. Crack! I forgot there's fall damage. Oh my god. Yo! Stop that. No ammo. Come on, guys. Massive hitbox. Giggity.
Team, our tower is down. No
Our
more
tower is down, no respawns. But I get to respawn, right? What? Oh, you bastard. Experimental because they're seeing that nobody likes the 3v3 and want to prove that they're right now the players.
Good raid, team. Keep it going for the next one.
Yeah, it's tough because, like I said, I've seen people online saying, oh, you know, this 5v5 mode sucks. They should, you know, only keep it 3v3. And I'm like,
some
The
extra time
3v3 is
before the next
boring as
storm.
shit.
Ready
This at
yourself.
least you have constant action going on. Like, I don't know why anybody would prefer to have less shooting in a shooting game. It doesn't make any sense. Ooh. Yeah, I'll take that one. Or is the Vanguard better?
I'm riding out.
Faster reload, faster swap, magazine size, stability. So what's the difference? Full auto,
Airdrop inbound.
full auto. We'll go with the Vanguard.
To ride.
Not enough room for my big sexy mount.
Vesper deposit here.
I don't care about the Vesper. I'll take the ooh, armor. There we go.
Dome splitter found.
Hopefully I didn't take somebody else's thing. Zipline. I don't want a zipline gun. These are ex-Apex devs. They hated everything that wasn't 3-player based even back then. Okay, but it was teams of 3 on Apex, and the BR is what, 60 players total? 10 or 20 teams of 3? I mean, come on, that's what kind of saddle?
I could use that.
Picking up
Where
some
is this
bags.
amulet even at?
Calling in extra eyes from above.
I thought I pinged that already.
Enemy sighted. Mark
My
some
god, that's a long way away. What do we got here? Ultimate cooldown. Alright, cool.
movement. Airdrop landed team. Check your maps.
I think it was 20 of 3, right?
We have enemies
It's like the
nearby.
ponies complaining there's too much game in their movie game. Look, the funny thing about this isn't even like a situation where it's console versus PC player, people complaining about like... The reality in this situation is it's just gameplay that doesn't seem to appeal to a lot of people, you know?
Shield breakers forming. If we plant this, it's
Great.
all over.
That's true, all we gotta do is plant the chill breaker, we don't have to do anything else. Still don't listen to the player base when they ask for solo mode. Were we talking on Apex? Because at one point they did have solo mode on Apex. It took a while for them to get to that point. It's kind of like how Apex and Warzone both had quads, but I think for Warzone it was a constant thing, and for Apex it was a temporary thing. Oh god.
Ice wall up.
Crap.
Picking up some baddies. Okay.
Ah!
Hurling shock spear.
My sky eyes looking for enemies.
Throwing grenade.
I'm getting out of here.
Got some baddies.
Run, horsey, run!
Let's get this shield breaker. We plant it, it's done. Enemy's got the shield breaker.
Enemy's got it.
Them out. The enemy dropped the shield breaker. Move in. This is our
Dude, just go
shot.
stick that thing in there.
Got the shield breaker. Plant it.
Just go plant it in their little hole. Ooh, loot.
Eyes up. Enemies are near.
More loot. You ever ride your horse through a tunnel? It's not fun. I can't see past this glowing shit. No, not the axe. Grenade, grenade. Ow!
We have enemies nearby. Get ready.
Can we just plant this thing and be done? That'd be great. Ow, dude. Come on, man. That guy looks like Jonesy from Fortnite. Not even gonna lie.
Almost there, team. Plant that shield breaker and we win.
You mine.
Focus up.
I got you.
You'll drop the shield breaker. Get it, quick. Enemy's got the shield breaker. Take
Don't let them
out.
have it.
Respawns are almost locked. We're getting into the overtime stretch.
No, stop shooting my horse.
Reloading.
Flying back.
Oh my god. Full of innuendos tonight. That's what she said. Can I put it innuendo? No, 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 no.
Moving here. I spot a baddie.
I spotted a baddie, not another baddie. Can I please respawn?
No
Thank you.
extra time. Spawn's locked.
Oh no, spawn's locked.
Mounting up. Let's ride.
All right, I got my ultimate ready. Because, you know, they couldn't come up with another word besides ultimate. Stop shooting me, man!
Get ready.
Screw it, we're gonna go ultimate mode here. Super Saiyan mode here.
We have enemies nearby. The enemy dropped the shield breaker. Move in. This is our shot. We're getting close. Just 2 enemies left. My sky eyes looking for enemies. Picking up some baddies.
This man's behind a rock. Come on, man, really?
Let's end it.
Let's say, let's kill that one guy and that's game.
Have the shield breaker. Just plant it and it's all over.
All right, where's that one dude hiding at? Get this game over with. Oh, here he is! Get him! Get him! Get him!
We have enemies nearby. Get ready.
Throwing shock spear.
There we go. That's game. Oh.
One hell of a fight. Land
Ultimate's
secured.
fine. It's standardized by now. Hey, Equilibrium. If they used a different word for it, people would have climbed on it too. Yeah, that's true. The ultimate innuendo. Yeah, we have one guy that had 25 kills. I had 12. We have 12, 6, and this guy over here had 5. I don't know what he was doing over here. 6 walls destroyed, though. I guess he was doing something. All right, that's enough of this damn game. All right. Oh, no, Korean Cowboy, we're done. We're done. I just wanted to give it one more fair pass with now that they have 5v5. Man locks in for 10 minutes and makes an old man groan. Wait. Why would I wait, Avernum? Oh, look, we can unlock the Una. Una? Is that the character I'm thinking of? Yeah, we can unlock that skin. So we can have our muscle mommy. Disgusting. I actually did not realize that this was the 5v5 mode. Still empty as a graveyard. It's actually more, not gonna say more fun because the game is still the same game. It still plays exactly the same way. There's more going on. There's at least more action. I will say that. There is certainly more action with the 5v5 mode. It's the same action, so that part of it's kind of irrelevant. But, you know, anyone who got him the dark below, whatever that is. I don't want to think about the dark below. Yeah, no, that's the 5v5 mode. So, like I said, the game itself, it's really funny. Guys like Shroud were like, oh, you know, I could see this appealing to guys that are like super competitive. The game isn't that, like, I don't know. It's competitive. If I dropped into a match of Insurgency right now after not playing for about 3 weeks, I would get my ass handed to me. Like, there are games I play that are far more sweaty, far more competitive than that. You earned it. I don't know what it meant. That makes 2 of us. Still same gameplay, nothing new experience. Yeah, it didn't seem to actually fix much of anything. If you have muscle woman, you need to have boobs to match. Yeah, no. That thing is just straight up man. Not gonna lie, any game that toots itself as a raid, something should have at least 20 players. I mean, think about it. If you're gonna have if you told me, come up with the idea of like a raid shooter, you think about all the things you'd need for like an actual base, because you take the time to fortify, right? If you have a bigger map, okay, prime example. Anybody here ever played Hell Let Loose? Like, Hell Let Loose is a phenomenal game. I just don't play it much. I played it really heavy for a few months, and then I got on to other things. Actually, I want to make a comeback to playing Hell Let Loose. Hell Let Loose is a phenomenal game. The problem is it requires coordination of 600 retards on the internet, or it's like a 50v50, right? So that being said, if I was going to make a quote-unquote like raid shooter game with horses and this much terrain, why would you not do like an actual castle raid? You know, okay. So if you're going to do raiding, you could have teams of 20 and throw a few minions or NPCs to kind of go out there on the field to fight each other, right? You could have installations that you have to build outside of your enemy's base, siege weapons, all that kind of thing. Have an actual struggle, like a back and forth. Because these matches here can take upwards of 30 minutes, right? So even with that many players on a map, it could still take 20 to 30 minutes. Why would you not do something more epic? Why would you not go for something grander? You already are making the game anyways. I don't really think hundreds of people would be rating as well, not just double digits. I know, but I'm thinking for the sake of going, okay, well, they don't want to make it such a massive scale that it's impossible. I mean, just think about it like, go look at Chivalry 2, the way they do everything. You've got matches that are, 30v30 or however many people are on the match. I can't remember how much it's 64, so it's like 32v32. And you're advancing on points, you're moving siege towers, you're, capturing objectives. I don't understand. Doesn't the word raid imply mini? You would think so. People who focus on mining that blue shit and reinforcing the base while others focus. Exactly. You could actually justify mining the materials because every time it's okay, hell let loose. There are engineers. Engineers build things that give your team the ability to call like artillery strikes and supply drops and all sorts of things. That was worse than a colonoscopy plus the pain to watch. Season binge 2, 5 seasons of Mayor of Kingstown. I need some positive vibes. This is my happy place. Hey, I appreciate it. Even if not more players, but at least NPC helpers you can order around. You have to reinforce things as the raid goes on. I mean, think about how incredible you could, especially being the magic first-person shooter. You could still go with the magical abilities. You could still go with the tactical abilities. You could still go with the individual characters. Because, I mean, think about it. Chivalry. You've got like 4 different classes. You've got Archer. You've got Engineer. You've got Knight. You've got, I can't remember what the 4th class is. Paladin or something. You've got like 4 different classes. And from there, each of those people is suited to do for different tasks. They could have done something really cool. Kingstown was supposed to be good. I don't know, guys. I don't watch that much TV. My guilty pleasure, I say guilty pleasure because it's not popular to like it, is watching Fallout on Amazon every Wednesday when it comes out. And I'm not gonna say it's a great show. I understand why people who love the Fallout games hate Fallout, the show. I get it. Trust me, I despise Rings of Power. Anything that I love that they butcher, I understand hating. I don't hate the Fallout TV show. I don't know. What about the impact behind them? I still don't know about the reinforcing because it could be destroyed so easily. It's just about they're there for looks. Well, Korean Cowboy, the problem is the reinforcing in this game makes no sense. Like, none whatsoever. He thinks it's a great show, so he out-cringes me. See, Serrano, I look at it... Hey, did you guys see that Windows 11 is addressing a bunch of issues that people have said that Windows 11's software has had with, different things it's screwing up behind the scenes? And speaking of which, this is a great game here. You guys want to talk about a great game? This right here, this is a great game. I need to actually finish this game. I have not finished the DLC to Elden Ring. Didn't hear any response to me. So the ghoul is great, but I get why people think he's overhyped. The character of Lucy I actually like, but I get why people think she's annoying. Maximus is a retard, but he's got a good heart. He's just dumb as shit. So I understand why people hate the show. That was basically the long and the short of it. Totally agree with it. No, it wasn't a rant. It was just me justifying what I like about the show. Don't wish to play it again. It's harder than the base game. But see, Korean Cowboy, allegedly, I've already fought the hardest boss. I can't remember his name. But I'm not above using summons, guys. I'm not above letting an ally, like somebody, a ghost of somebody, help me out in the game. I don't care. I don't have all night and all life, my entire life, to fight one boss over and over. I am not going to be fighting Melania with no armor, 300 hours just to beat her once so I can say I did it. Wait. What's his name? He's the hardest? Finger boss. I think I fought the finger one. Aloncho's bugged. You could one-shot them. Who are we talking about? Final boss of Erdtree DLC was the only one I summoned for. Yeah, Consort Radon, yeah. Golden Hippo at launch was the hardest for me. Oh, I don't remember if I fought the Golden Hippo or not. Dude, I haven't touched Elden Ring in so freaking long. I bought the DLC the day it came out, and I played it pretty solid for a while. I got through about 2/3 of it. I just honestly haven't even thought about touching it for a while. It was one-shotting me until I started using the shield. Because of Schadenfreude. Is it Schadenfreude? I think you should stream Erdtree. I'm a sadist. Nah, man. Well, maybe, okay, if I get back into the game, like where I'm playing it off stream, then absolutely. I've told you guys the story before when I first bought Elden Ring, right? That was the year I ended up in the hospital. So I had the intention of playing Elden Ring when it first launched and streaming it for like weeks. My plan was just doing, Elden Ring streams like every night of the week, right? Well, around that same time the game launched is when I was having a massive Crohn's flare-up and I ended up in the hospital after like a month of not being able to stay out of the bathroom day and night. So I played that game off stream. I then also got enough time off in the hospital to get like all the way through Breath of the Wild. That was a pretty good game. Killing Floor 3. And is that OG Diablo 2? Yeah, no, that is OG Diablo 2 right there. Killing Floor 3, I actually got a free copy of from Keymailer, so I had to review it. Not review it. You have to play it at some point on your channel to stay in good standing with Keymailer, so I did. And Killing Floor 3 is fine. It's not the worst thing I ever played. Only way I beat Consort was abusing the bleed and my Mimic got the boss's attention. You know the funny thing, Korean Cowboy? I don't tend to do much with bleed builds on games. I really should. I make life harder for myself. I'm always like, fire or light or, ice and this shit, lightning. I never use my brain. Sorry to hear that. Oh, sorry. Cage, I've been listening to people online, like, I've been seeing conversations between people like, oh, yeah, I had to have my colon removed because of Crohn's disease, and I had to have a tube and a colostomy bag and all this other crap. And I'm like, yeah, I have to inject medication in my stomach once every 2 months, and that's it. Now, there are people that say the biologics are actually terrible for you long term. It'll destroy your immune system. You'll get sicker in the long run. It's not worth it. And, sure enough, if I can figure out more of a naturopathic way to go in the future, I'll stop taking the biologics as well. But if it's between staying out of the hospital and, sticking a needle in my stomach every 2 months and maybe getting a cold, once or twice a year, I'll take that, I mean, yeah, Vernum, I think you're the one with Crohn's, right? Can't even get the treatment you get around here. Yeah, so I went from Humira to Stelara to, I think it's Yacentic is what I'm on now. I have to go with whatever my insurance would approve. And the Humira just didn't work well enough. Wasn't getting my numbers normal enough. Keep in mind, I beat 100 of every boss in Shadow of the Erdtree before soloing them. So maybe harder due to the buffs they get, not sure. I don't know. But yeah, no, Killing Floor 3 was fine. I had no problem with that game. It just was kind of like, all right, this is a thing. I made Lilith a bleed vampire build in Grail. Of course you did. Why wouldn't you? All right, let me pull up what I have to talk about for the next little bit here. Yo, speaking of which, Equilibrium, while I have you here, is this you on Rumble with your every other letter being capitalized and not capitalized? Because I wanted to mod a few of you guys on Rumble if I had the forethought to make sure to do it. But you can't do it from the chat box. Apparently you have to do it from like the dashboard here. So, of course I did. What? We have national health care here, so I get the cheapest shit while paying half my salary to the government for the privilege of not dying. Don Lemon got arrested. Yeah, but then they let him go. The question's going to be whether or not Don Lemon actually gets charged with anything. Yeah, let me know if that's you. If not, I can double check and try to find where you are on Rumble. I only say it because a few of you guys mentioned it last time, and if DB Wild was here, I'd mention it to him too, but he's not here, I don't think, unless DB's hiding in the chat. I think if Leon might be streaming already, or I'm not sure if Philip Chan is streaming. I know DB Wild hangs out in his chat quite a bit, so either way. That's funny. No, there was a bunch of other shit I could have brought up. I know I saw Rev says Dezu and his wife got dropped by a sponsor. I was going to talk about the guy with the mustache that got outed as a complete creep who doxed somebody. He's like this libtard TikToker with like a 2 million follower count, and he doxes people that criticize him or whatever. He'll be charged. We will pay it off because he's too rich. Yeah. The Asmon video you put in Discord, I watched enough of it to get to the Seattle part. Like, I watched the first couple minutes of it, and as soon as the police officer's like, this isn't Seattle, I'm like, oh my God, that's too good. Wait, he did get charged? I was living my life today and got home to the news. I mean, it's pretty interesting. Here's the thing. People are like, this is an attack on the First Amendment and all that shit. I'm like, guys, Don Lemon willfully, okay, so since we're talking about Don Lemon, before we go back to talking about Highguard real quick here, we can talk about some actual real world shit. I don't mind. I actually have the tabs right here. Hang on a second. La 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 la. Don Lemon speaks. I don't care about that. Here is what I was looking for. Okay. This is what I was looking for. Let me show you guys. All right. The video's great. Those cops were not having it. No, they weren't putting up with any of that bullshit. All right. So you guys remember when he first went into that church, right? You got Jamil Hill saying he didn't participate. Don did not enter the church until the protest began. He interviewed people protesting and showed what they were doing. That's what journalists do. It's a right that's always been protected. You're allowed to engage in journalism. Okay, so I can go rob a bank, and as long as I say I'm just documenting it, then I can get away with that, right? That kind of goes the same way. So here was Don Lemon's response outside the church to what happened inside, right? Here you go. Let me make sure it's loud enough here.
Watch this guy here. Look, he's hugging his kid, and you know, I imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. But again, careful. It's very slippery right here. Yeah. It's
Do we have to? I'm sorry
for the people here, but that's what really careful, please. Really slippery. Not kidding. That's what protesting is about.
That's what protesting is about traumatizing people who are in a church just doing their thing on a Sunday morning. Okay. Now, let me remind you guys, as somebody who has been around long enough that I've seen dozens of situations, not just school shootings, but church shootings as well, it's a very real, scary thing for anybody who attends church regularly to think about the fact that any given day, or going to a movie theater, that any given day, somebody could walk into your church and try to kill you, right? Just start shooting it. That's why most big churches employ security, and I'd say a good third of people that go to churches, depending on what area of my state they are, probably are armed while they're there. I'm armed everywhere I go. So that being said, you get a bunch of angry people marching into your church on a Sunday morning out of nowhere, completely out of the blue. They probably thought somebody was going to shoot someone, right? There's also reports from different witnesses that there was one gal who got hurt because they had to go out as side entrance exits, and she fell down. It wasn't their normal exit for the church. They weren't letting people get to their children who were in childcare. I'm talking these people that were at the church, honest to God, should be charged to the fullest extent of the law, whether they will be or won't, you know. S2 Underground and others have been demonstrating my point. That's a real ongoing problem in the U.S., sadly, yeah. Exactly, Abram, 100%. Even in The Wire, they had a no Sunday rule. All right, so this is Don filming himself before this entire thing happened. So this guy, Jorge Bonilla, says intent. Here's Don Lemon admitting that he turned the camera off so as to conceal critical details of the conspiracy to violate city's church's First Amendment right to free exercise of religion. So again, I could read it for you, or I could just listen to it. I'll just read out the text here. It says, Don Lemon says, so they're getting the operation together. Again, this is an operation that is secret, that they invited folks out. Can't tell you what is going to happen, but you're going to watch it live unfold here on the Don Lemon Show. There are, for this reason, it may look like MAGA coded, but there's a reason they have so many white people here. I'm just going to be honest, it's because of what the operation is that they're doing today. It's important to have allies, as they say, white allies here. So that is, I could say, I turned our camera off for them because they're giving some critical information here, but there we go. Everybody's ready to go. I mean, the man admits on tape
So
to helping them conceal
operation together again. This is
what they're about to do.
it's secret.
Hey, Equilibrium.
We invited-
All right, so it looks like
Can't tell you what
looks like your
you're gonna
account
watch it live unfold here on the Don Lemon
is
Show. There are this for this
just
reason,
spelled without the weird letters. All right.
For this reason, it may look like MAGA coded.
MAGA coded. I love it. Don Lemon thinks that anybody who isn't black is MAGA coded. Crazy, right? Equilibrium. It just looks like your name is spelled just Equilibrium. I think that's just it. Oh yeah, that's you. All right. Test it again, buddy. Yeah, Don Lemon is a freaking retard. Okay. Absolute moron. Oh, he's a racist, which is funny because he's what, married to a white guy? It's crazy. Hey, Tekla. Don Lemon, yes. It's like that JC Esposito rant. Yeah, millions will die if it's all fine. Oh my God, dude, that was nuts. Matt Adam, that was insane. White Alice implies you think that everyone is skewed against black people, essentially racist. He's 11, yeah. It's crazy, man. It is. I don't know. Adolf also had a Jewish wife. There you go. There you go. Oh man. What rant? Okay, so the actor Juan Carlo Esposito, right? He said basically that the ICE officials, that the federal officers need to be met with violence because, you know, they could kill 500 of us, but they can't kill 5 million of us, or something to that extent, right? You think it works? All right, well, hopefully. No, dude, Cage, he straight up said basically the equivalent of, yeah, you know, it might take some of us getting killed, but we'll eventually overpower them because we outnumber them. Which, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I understand the argument that the Second Amendment exists for a reason. I very much understand that. The entire idea of the preamble to the Constitution is that if we believe as the United States citizens that the government has become too corrupt, that is our duty to use the Second Amendment to overthrow the government. The problem is, even talking about that can get you on a watch list, and it's considered treason by the government, but you go, wait a second, you guys are corrupt. We're supposed to overthrow you. How can it be treason when we're upholding the Constitution? It's this weird situation a lot of people would find themselves in if enough people tried to gather and actually do it. But essentially, it seems like if you're on the left side of things, you can openly say, we're just going to say there's more of us than you, so we're just going to do this and overthrow you whether you like it or not. It's crazy, right? Post from the mayor of Seattle. Oh my God, dude. Okay. My state is so screwed. Although my entire state isn't Seattle. One thing people have to understand is Washington is very red except for King County, which is very, very, very blue. King and Thurston, where Olympia is. But everywhere else is purple and red. You know, Seattle it's like its own thing. Yeah, she's openly rebelling against the federal government. The whole more of us shit is laughable coming from them. Well, I mean, some of them have guns, Vernum. Some of them are armed, but that's irrelevant because it truly requires people who believe that it's time to act to overthrow the existing government, and there's no going back from that, right? That's the reason more people, especially those who are gun-toting, like libertarian, anarchist types, right-wing, centrist, whatever, don't just up and do it because there is really no going back from that. Purple is left and right. What I call purple is like 90s Democrats and areas that have like the city that I live in is probably 50-50 Republican and Democrat. But like our kids' baseball team, the boys play with boys, the girls play with girls. There's none of the transgender stuff. There's, dozens of churches in the town. It's, we still have like a pride thing people do during June, and you'll see like a few retard BLM protesters. We have a group of like 20 old people that hold like the no king signs on the freeways and stuff. But in general, my town, most people don't give a shit. They're just too busy living their life. The town is full of Teslas. Nobody's carving, Elon's a Nazi into Teslas and stuff. It's what I call purple, Oh, dude, I mean, my state, as far as like between spring, summer, and fall, winter in Washington is dog shit. But when you start getting good weather in spring all the way through summer into the nice fall weather that we have, there's nowhere else in this country that's prettier than Washington or New England, especially those kind of areas, the water, the trees, everything. I mean, that thing was when I was driving Kata and Atreus over to FatCon, they were like looking at everything like, whoa, look at this water and look at that. I'm like, I see it every day, right? I mean, I don't want to, it's not bragging. It's truly, you just get used to it. You don't think about it. It's always there. Purple just means the state's mixed, that their votes don't really align with either party. I mean, yeah, for me, when I say purple, I mean like people that are on opposite sides of the political spectrum, but you don't talk politics. No one's screaming in each other's face, that kind of stuff. I like Kentucky the most in the U.S. side from all the other ticks. Well, Susano, it's funny you mentioned that because my brother, who's actually in North Carolina now, military, he had to go to Kentucky for some training stuff he did. And yeah, the ticks are no joke down there. I had to go to Kentucky for his wedding, but that was only because he was living in Tennessee, but they got married in a cave in Bowling Green, Kentucky, which was pretty cool. It was beautiful, but my God, no. Yeah, oh God, we have all the Trump stuff today, the Epstein stuff. I don't even feel like talking about that. That is such a disgusting rabbit hole to go down. Maybe I'll make a video on that this weekend. I don't know. Okay, so you guys saw the gameplay. You guys saw the amazing skills of yours truly one-shotting everybody now. No, but honestly, guys, like I was saying before, people complaining about Highguard being a difficult game to play, it's not difficult. If you're having issue aiming, that is truly a skill issue. I'm sorry. I have played games where Apex Legends, I am terrible on mouse and keyboard because the spray patterns and recoil patterns of those weapons is all over the place. Highguard is not hard to aim and shoot. It's just not. It's just not interesting. But, credit where credit is due. Wildlight came out and they've put all these patches through. They've got a big patch coming up in like a week or whatever. They said, you asked, we listened, all new 5v5 limited, that it's going to work. They don't know how it's going to affect the game. They don't know how it's going to affect the drop off from the players. They just don't know. It's a meta game and it's fine. Exactly, Equilibrium. It is what it is. It's difficult for me to get in the mood to play it. That's a very real problem. That is a definite problem. Watching you play Highguard had my eyes as heavy as when MBG. Who's MBG? MBG. Why do I not know that acronym? Can't wait for all that. See, they listen, they react so fast. The game's great. Now you toxic haters. It's just funny, not gonna lie. Yeah. Sony fanboy, basically. Oh, probably an account I've run into. The biggest fanboys that I've run into on Twitter is Astro Cyborg a pony? Is he a Sony fanboy? I know that there's D's Games, Nib. Nib is the biggest tard on the platform. Be happy if you don't know MBG. Yeah, it's not one that comes to mind. I know Reforge Gaming is one of them. Astro's just a clipper? Okay. All right. First 1-star rating I gave YouTube when they asked for it. Oof. It's fine as practice to listen to players, but it's already 90% gone. Yeah. MBG is a big super pony, boring as a... Well, okay, but, Cage, you'd say he's boring because you're an X-bot. So, credit where credit is due. I used to be an X-bot also. Destin said, Highguard is now mixed on Steam, seeing a small uptick for the 5v5 mode and weekend traffic. Good pivot. Good pivot. Yeah, okay. All right. So, credit where credit is due. they put out a mode that people were saying, hey, you need to add more players, you need to fix some stuff. That's great. But what I'm getting to that you guys can't really see is that it just barely broke 15,000 players today, Friday. You know, the day leading into the weekend where people are going to be home or up late playing games with their friends. 15,147 players looks like is the peak. Game launched 4 days ago on a Monday, 97,000 players. And here we are on a Friday. And again, they cannot say that people did not come back and try this game. Look, I came back. I know Decembero, he was playing the 5v5 mode. We came back, we tried it, you know? It makes the combat a little bit more fun because there's at least shit going on. Stuff's happening, you know? It makes the entire gearing up and crafting phase a little bit more enjoyable. But the game is still the same game. Let me see, what did Tekla say? 2,000 players return for the mode. Yeah. Still hasn't reached 20,000. It's still dropping. Yeah. Cage rides him for his content. It's glorious. she okay, so the funny thing is that Cult Classic Cage really loves to get into the console war stuff, but she's got a PC that would put mine to shame. Okay, her PC, she's got like a $6,000 custom build that she put together. Crazy stuff. The initial spike is 100% from the Discord quest that they sponsored. I'm convinced. I didn't even know that they did a Discord quest. That's crazy, dude. I'm not a fanboy. I'll shit on Xbox too. Fair enough. If you can call a spade, if you can be objective, you can have a preferred platform and understand that all platforms suck. Guys, I mean, I say PC Master Race, but I also accept that PC is not for everybody. I have no problem with people playing on console. It's just don't be blindly dedicated to some box that you pay, way too much money for. Yeah, so we're done now. We are done. Under 13,000, 12,590 on the night. It's just not getting any better. Cage is committed. More people talk about the game than playing it. Dude. Donkey's video. We watched Video Game Donkey. I think is his username on YouTube. I'd never watched a video of his before. I'd heard somebody mention it to Asmongold to watch his video, right? So I checked it out. His video on Highguard has over 2 million views in 2 days, okay? Over 2 million views for a video essentially shitting on a game. And the game can't break 20,000 players at this point. Legendary Drops is okay. I had left a super chat in his stream earlier today and he didn't read it. I'm mad. I'm gonna DM him and be like, I hate you, you son of a bitch. No, I don't care. I get it. He had like 800 viewers and I don't think LD has like what Asmongold has where moderators are actually sending him stuff to read. So I'm going to wait on Fleekazoid. I don't think I've ever watched Fleekazoid. Shows a bit critiques, but it's mostly safe critiques. Susano, he had somebody super chat today during his stream, LD did, where they said basically that, the problem with a lot of these women in game development is that they're all a bunch of libtards and this and that. And he wanted to deflect from it being, I mean, that he agrees with it. He just doesn't want to say it. And I think the problem is that that's where he tries to stay as neutral as possible. And I can respect that. I can 100% respect that to the fact that he doesn't want to alienate half his audience. I get that completely. That's fine. That's cool. That's great. The problem is it keeps him from really saying what he's thinking a lot of the time. It's a business. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want to go all in and say, yes, it's all these liberal, leftist, feminist, gay, race, communists invading gaming that's ruining it, I'm not watching for business though. Yeah. And Seth too, while we're at it. If you guys add more YouTube channels, I take it back. Give me YouTube recommendations because I've been realizing something lately. A lot of the YouTube channels that I watch have not been uploading lately. Hell, a lot of the content creators, streamers, smaller than me, bigger than me, ones that make videos about similar kind of topics, maybe from a different perspective. I've been like on a dry spell the last few weeks. I actually have gotten back into watching people's videos. And today I had like one video I watched. That was it. He tiptoes around it. Yeah. Need to watch Pimp. Who's Pimp? Hey, I watched Laura Fryer's video talking about Highguard. Excellent video. She did it from a very, very logical. I mean, you can tell she's super, super nerdy, right? She's very knowledgeable. But I respect that. I love people who can keep their composure and be very, very by the book, fact-based and all that. You are, pimp? Oh, you're telling me I need to watch it. Okay. Laura's a beast. Yeah, I really like her video. The one that I watched, I was like, okay. I know I've seen some of her stuff before. But I put that little tweet out there and said you could have fixed it with Highguard with the word beta on it, and she liked it. I'm like, see, she gets it. She understands. They're making games not talking about the narratives and the public so much. I probably wouldn't watch it too much then. So my knowledge of game dev stuff is very basic. I am never going to be coding or developing anything. I am not that kind of person. So probably not for me then. But yeah, LD said, I'm going to admit oversight on my side. These guys being independent and having their backs against the wall means that they can make changes in days that would take a AAA studio months. While I don't know if this is enough to turn things around, 5v5 this quickly is a W. And I can give them that. Mentisware. Why do I know that name? So, Insider Gaming has this article, 5v5 added to Highguard, playable now. Added a 5v5 raid mode. It's now live, but will be available for a limited time. Mode is experimental and is only playable this weekend. Oh my god, I didn't realize it was going away by Monday. What? Oh my god. Okay, this is literally them throwing everything at the wall now, trying to see if it sticks. Separate playlist and will not replace 3v3 raids. Lobbies have been updated to allow for parties of 5 for the weekend. Additionally, in this mode, raids are now 10 lives instead of 6, and respawns are slightly longer to allow for generators to be planted. I didn't even know that there were lives in each one. I didn't even know that, guys. I'm not kidding. I had no idea. Mentis Wave. Why'd I read that Mentis Where? I heard Nintendo fans are upset that they're getting a showcase partnership next Direct. What is up with that? I don't know. Hey, Truth. Mentis is great on the intellectual side of things. Well, I love a good intellectual. Love me some... would you guys consider Carl Benjamin an intellectual? I know he reads a lot. Let's see. Lobbies have been updated to allow for parties of 5. Okay, 10 lives instead of 6. New base has been added. In addition to the new game mode, they also add a new base. Guys, I don't understand who gives a shit about which kind of base you use. They say that strategically that there's ones that they'd recommend. I don't think it matters. The whole reinforced thing and all that. Once the enemy has breached your base, you're basically screwed. From what I've played of Highguard, the biggest issue it has is balancing when it comes to your base raids. Once the enemy is in your base, you are fucked. Like, hardcore. If there's one of those guys playing the ice dude, and he ults or whatever inside the base while you're trying to defend, and they have a bomb planted, you are never stopping them. You're never getting out. I don't hear he's a twat, but Sargon of COD, smart guy. It's fine. I love this. Why the F is 5v5 experimental? I can't. I don't get it, man. I don't understand. More measured than in the past. I mean, Susano, he still makes his own videos. He still records and covers like culture commentary stuff, but you are right. He is more polished by far. Developers note that players in 3v3 playlists should see some improvements, but they ask for some leeway during testing in the new game mode. Firing range does not currently support 5v5. Don't care. I'm glad that I actually looked at this article because I did not know that it was only going to be for the weekend. That's crazy. But you get the guys like this. I had not seen a single tweet of his before. Gaming YouTuber and streamer, official Marvel Snap and Marvel Rivals content creator, Overwatch Stadium player. So this is a MOBA, arena shooter guy, right? Says, played a 5v5 in Highguard. I'ma play some more, but as expected, I think people who wanted this are really, really dumb and were just looking for dumb things to complain about. These bases are not designed for this. We'll see. You wanted something when political and really looking above left-right distinction. Academic Agent has a great channel, streams on so on. Recently, he's done a review format too. Yeah, I've heard of Academic Agent. Weird a weekend, at least give it a week to properly try it out. I don't know why it's only going to be a weekend. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Part of why we had Kekistan, yeah. Yeah, no, Sargon, I mean, OG Gamergator and all that kind of stuff. Let me see. This guy here says, I think the next thing to address is reinforcing. From what I've seen, it doesn't do enough. Yeah, useless mechanic. Main complaints I saw were reinforcement isn't worth it. Hit scan snipers. This seems to be a genre complaint. I mean, the sniping in the game is whatever. Sniping is sniping. Damage abilities are not worth it, especially when compared to scout ability. The hell are you on about? Much, much greater dynamics. The game simply plays better. Fights start earlier. Yes, that is true. That is something that I noticed from playing the 5v5 mode. You get fighting earlier on and more of it. Way less downtime during sieges. It's non-stop combat. It feels like Battlefield in terms of the frantic shootouts. Shotguns during siege and sniper rifles really make sense. In 3v3, there's no point. Exactly. One player can actually hang back and pick off enemies. This goes to our point, though, guys, that there should be more players. There should be bigger sieges. There should be more things to do during a siege, you know? Lord Pepe? Lord Pepe. I don't know who that is. Seems nobody read the article or did some basic research. Great. This game is a gift from Jeff this dry fuck season. Oh, yeah. Code Vein 2 is also getting dunked on. Yeah. I like V. V's got some good takes. It is what I've said. They don't want the 5v5, so they add it for a weekend to shut people up, then claim that it wasn't popular enough. It's ass. It's boring and runs like crap. Wow. All I heard about Code Vein 2 was the complaints about the censorship, where they decided to do what everybody does, and when you have a fantasy setting, where you have characters where in real life you couldn't wear this because you'd have your junk hanging out, but you could have like the slit up the side of the skirt or the kilt or whatever it is the character's wearing. They decided to do like the black underwear underneath. I hate that so freaking much. And it's not even from like a gooning perspective, like, oh, I need to fap to these characters. No, it's like, this is fantasy. It's a video game. The whole point is they can wear things that real life people would have wardrobe malfunctions in, but they don't have that in the game. It's the same way that in a video game, when you get caught on fire, you don't lose all your clothes. You don't get singed. You go get in the water, you get some healing potion, and you're healed, right? It said that in Discord, 5v5 is objectively less boring because there's more going on. Exactly. Yeah. And yeah, the whole point about shotguns and snipers actually makes sense now. Why would you have shotguns and snipers in a game that only has 3v3? Doesn't make any sense. Looks aesthetically bad because it's just massive black tissue to cover. They don't even stylize it. Dude, it's retarded. I hate it. It says ults suddenly gained actual significance because when 5 get popped, it's almost like 2 popped in Overwatch. Shield breakers, though, lose all purpose. No one picks it up because it makes no sense to do it. It's always better to wait for overtime for no respawn phase. Yeah, I didn't think about that so much. So now the sword just sits in the middle of the map. They only grab the sword when there's a team imbalance. Until overtime hits about 2 minutes, no one even glances at the sword. So make the sword like the freaking gravity hammer in Halo. Give them an overshield, give them a little bit more health, and have them just start smashing people. You know, the Dragon Quest bikini armor thing. Score on Steam is 50%. Numbers didn't move since the 3-day deluxe edition over normal customers. Damn. My chunk falls out of the slot in my skirt, though. Then you're probably wearing it wrong, or you shouldn't be wearing it at all. I didn't think about the fact that with 5v5, nobody pick up the sword. In my opinion, weapon tiers matter a lot more, too much, and it might be a downside for someone who wants to shoot skillfully instead of dealing with RNG, but that's just my opinion. Don't mind it that much. I think 4v4 could be a sweet spot. I hope they at least try that. What can you imagine how much more interesting this game would be if it was 4v4v4, 3 teams on a map, then you're also not dedicating as many servers for a fewer number of players? Like, I don't understand how servers work because I'm theoretically, like in this situation, I'm retarded when it comes to servers, right? I don't understand it. However, in my pea-sized brain understanding of servers, if you're going to have a server with 50 people, and you're going to have as many people as you can load into those servers at one time to play one match together, and then you're going to have 30 servers with 6 people each, isn't it easier just to run less servers and put more people in them? I know connections are going to be a problem, people getting timed out and stuff, not connecting, but wouldn't it be easier, like, or let's just say cheaper, wouldn't it be more effective to have more people in one server rather than spacing them out? I just don't understand, 4v4, hell no, but 4v4v4 now you're talking, right? Because you could get third-partied, you're attacking a base, someone attacks your base, you have to retreat and defend. 3 teams would be chaotic, but it would be fantastic. 4v4, v4, v4, PvE, and sword doing stuff. Yeah, video games, they're hard. Dude, honestly, you could put a bunch of monkeys in a room and have them come up with better ideas than what they've done for this game. And I get it, we're talking, they're the ones that have to implement it, sure. But you already made a game that does things. Change the things that it does, you know? Don't even know if they're using P2P or whatever with the host. I assume they're not, but who knows? Yeah, again, I don't know. That was a thing in the original Unreal Tournament in 1999? Damn. Back in the good old days. Of course, because it's designed to be played as a 3v3 game, it was only tested as a 3v3. Let me guess, 5v5 encourages you to rush objectives because not enough loot. No, there's plenty of loot. This person, VG Frogman, didn't even play the game. There was plenty of loot. My God. You know why they're listening? Because this game won't survive if it just focuses on the competitive crowd. Yes, exactly. I know something about competitive multiplayer FPS genre. It can die and I wouldn't notice. Yeah. Oh, no, nothing about it. Well, same difference. Adding more just adds more computing. Oh, so it was a domination mode. Okay. We're just talking, but we've seen games literally do all the things we're talking about. Right, that goes back to my point of if we can talk about it and they can make a game and they've already made the game do the things that they've done, then it's not that hard. 6v6 is a better balance. 6v6 is a better balance. 3 attack, 3 defend. Yeah, that would be a good balance. 100%. So, anyways, let's get done talking about Highguard because I do want to move on before it gets super late. I have not watched this video yet, guys, and this is from a day ago. The official Crimson Desert account put out this video that says features overview number 1, Cliff and the open world of Pywell. I'm not sure if it's Pivel, Pivel, I don't know. But I have not checked it out. I know a lot of you guys are like really hyped about Crimson Desert. I'm probably not going to play it because I don't have the time to sink into a game like this. However, I know some of you guys are probably going to play it. So I am curious to watch this video and see what all they're doing in the game. A lot of people online, now I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's a lot of people saying something feels off with Crimson Desert. It feels too good to be true. It feels like it's got to be fake, like it's not actually a real game, like it's AI. I mean, there's a lot of people saying a lot of crazy things about it, like they're worried this isn't actually a real game in the sense that we're going to get what is being advertised. It's not much different than tracking NPCs, to put it another way. I think the game runs like ass. Talking about Crimson Desert, because apparently that they claim it's going to run really well. That one of the things they care about the most is making sure it runs well. But I don't know. In this game, you don't need to separate defenders and attackers because it's different game phase anyways. I mean, hey, Vernon, that is a good point. You don't have to. Now, if you did have siege weapons and the shield breaker was just an easier way to break through the barrier because it's a super powerful melee weapon that does extra damage against fortifications, or like, guys, there are so many better ways they could have built that game, you know? Just fecking around, but that sounds good too. All those nights on Unreal, I'm getting emotional now. I didn't ever play it, guys. I'm a loser. I'm sorry. Have the time, not the money. That's what they said about Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong ran like butter. And that was on my old graphics card. That was before I even switched processors, I think, too. So, yeah, no, Black Myth Wukong ran fantastic. Only real raid FPS is Rust. Yeah, I never bought Rust. I thought about it. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. Running with a weapon is supposed to make you feel masculine. The issue is it's a video game. It wastes your energy. Diverts it to something safe and tame. Yeah. If it's like Black Desert, it'll run fine. Trying to be GTA on steroids. All right, so let's check it out. I know that, like I said, I know some of you guys are excited about it. I don't know if anybody else has actually watched this yet, but I'm curious about the game. I'm very curious, I'll say. Not knowing much about it has me wondering.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the first Crimson Desert Features Overview video. In this series, we'll be sharing information about several gameplay features and providing a look into what you can expect when you step into the world.
Because the devs didn't do any outside play testing. I think LD was saying it earlier tonight on his stream. The problem is these guys don't give it to professional gamers and YouTubers and content creators and streamers. They have their family and friends play test it internally. Watch it your own when you have time. We'll do. Is it MGM or Amazon? I don't know.
World of Crimson Desert. Today, we'll cover our main protagonist Cliff and his story, as well as the open world where your journey will take place. This is the continent of Pywell.
I mean, you guys know that I am fairly cynical when it comes to like a lot of the popular games that get hyped up before they launch, because a lot of times they turn out to be garbage. So I've been burned by a few games that were like really popular in like the YouTuber sphere, and then they come out and they're dog shit. This is one of those ones that had me worried. For no particular reason, just in general that I'd be worried about. That's Crimson Desert? Yeah, this is Crimson Desert. Obsidian, Bethesda, hello.
Seamless open world filled with natural beauty. Here you'll find both vast wilderness stretching as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, it is an odd choice for a
and bustling
protagonist name.
cities inhabited by residents from all walks of life. As you explore, you may also come across ancient ruins and more just waiting to be discovered. But for all its beauty, danger lurks in all corners. Rival factions clash in deadly conflicts.
Dude, that looks like freaking Kingdom Under Fire. You guys remember that old Xbox game? God, I love that game. That's kind of what that combat reminds me of.
Rival factions clash in deadly conflicts. Hostile forces roam the lands. And high above, in the realm known as the Abyss, a growing mystical
Just me, or is this blurry?
threatens to push the world.
I don't know if it's my... Let me see, what are we watching it on? It's on 720p, that's why. I'm like, why does this shit look blurry? 1080 should be fine.
World toward chaos.
That shit looks so bad.
This is where you step in.
Here, take these wings.
Streamer issues, yeah, for real.
It's time to return.
Ah, Breath of the Wild. Cliff and the Greymanes.
You will play as Cliff, a formidable warrior of the Greymanes, a faction hailing from the region of Payloon. Renowned for their commitment to peace, the Greymanes have long fought for their homeland's unity and protected the innocent. To Cliff, his fellow Greymanes are family in all but name, and he has fought with them side by side, determined to preserve.
You notice all the girls are hot. You notice that none of the girls are like ugly, fat, gross.
Unity in their lands.
Rest well.
But we first join Cliff in the days after that peace is shattered.
Gian has fallen. And with the great leader's death, our land, Payloon, once unified, has been plunged into chaos.
That's the minimum? Yeah, for real.
A bloody battle unfolds between the Greymanes, who fight to uphold his will, and the Black Bear forces that seek to set it aflame.
Your
William
journey
Wallace.
begins with reuniting the surviving Greymanes to rebuild the faction and reclaim your homeland. But as you venture farther, the clearer it will become that the fate of more than just the Greymanes is in your hands. Forces of greed and
No, it's a Korean dev. You're not going to see a whole bunch of like diversity crammed in unless you actually have, you know, other races or ethnic groups or whatever. Like I said in the previous show, is it Mordor, AC, Lords of Shadow? I mean, the funny thing is, dude, it kind of looks like the protagonist kind of reminds me of the main character from Shadows of Mordor, weirdly enough. Should have licensed out the Fable IP for a Korean dev. Holy crap, dude, you're not kidding. At least it's better than Fable. You know, I feel like a lot of people feel that way, guys. Like, I mean, I know I'm right there with you. I have no intention of playing the new Fable. Even if it's on Game Pass, and even if I still have Game Pass at that point, I don't think I'll play it.
Malice wreak havoc across the continent, while a far greater threat emerges.
Oh, is this the hot,
The
evil
gazes of
sorceress
dark
chick or not?
forces are fixed on the Abyss, a mysterious realm that holds power beyond imagination. And in doing so, drives the balance of this unknown world and the continent below.
Ooh, spooky
ever deeper
bad guys. I like it.
chaos. Fragments of the Abyss are falling.
Me
to
over here
lands
entirely
below
invested in
and
the
lie
next Fable.
scattered
Teach their
across
own. Yeah, I don't know.
defeating those that seek to use
For me,
these
Fable
remnants
was what it was. It was
and
great
restoring the Abyss's broken
when it
balance
was. I
will
just
be
don't
an
have
important
any
part
intention
your
of playing the new one.
The Abyss holds what the world itself contains. Which is why they plot to...
Dude, this is a trip and a half.
What's
I
behind it?
did hear about Catherine O'Hara. She was only 71, and I say only because it's like, well, my parents are in their late 60s, and I don't, of course, I haven't talked to my dad in like a decade, but my mom, I mean, she's health-wise, I imagine she'll be alive for like another 20 years, but who knows? This looks so promising, but something has to give. Yeah, exactly. South Korean devs, they're all hot and based, and I love them, but I still low-key looking for more Blood of the Dawnwalker. I like my games dark and bloody. I mean, yeah, there's blood in this one, but it's not really getting that really dark, gritty feel. I don't know.
Pure power, raw and untamed.
Moment it is claimed by a single hand.
Oh, that guy looks cool. Looks kind of like the,
If we
some enemies
fail
off
to do
Witcher.
so, countless lives will be lost. We can't do this alone. Naira, gather all of the Greymaids.
Consider it done.
Not gonna lie, I have not paid any attention other than 5-second clips on Twitter. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm actually I'm interested now in this game. Game ticks all the right boxes. Yeah, dude, honestly, I might have to eat my words. I might have to think about picking up this game if I can actually invest the time in it.
The story of Crimson Desert centers on Cliff,
This way.
How's the situation?
but as his tale unfolds, 2 new playable characters will come to join your journey. As these characters become available, you will be able to freely explore Pywell and undertake many quests outside the main story with them.
As long as the world isn't empty, because this world is massive. They said it's gonna be like the biggest map ever made. And the thing about Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first one that I can speak to, because I played a lot of that game, I didn't play as much of the second game. The first game, if you go into the woods, you're gonna run into somebody. There's gonna be somebody with a quest, there's gonna be enemies robbing somebody, you're gonna come across a battle between 2 different factions. Like, there was always something going on. I mean, again, you could ride for a while and run into nothing, but at some point you were going to come across something different going on, you know? I know it won't run on my rig. This one here? Yeah. Or we were talking Fable. I just didn't like Black Desert. I can't explain why. I didn't play Black Desert. I think I have it on my Steam library because I got it for free because it was on sale, then it was like $1, then it was free, you know? Empty World's my biggest concern. That's again for real. That'd be concerning for me. Wait for a Let's Play. Oh, I won't be buying it day one. Don't worry about that. No way. Or a rabbit. Yeah. Oh my god. Finding rabbits from time to time. That was terrible.
Each character has their own combat style, as well as unique skills and weapons, allowing you to experience the world and its battles in different ways.
But can your characters switch their weapons out? Or are you stuck with a certain weapon for each character?
Pywell is made up of 5 regions, each holding stories to be told and discoveries waiting
Yeah, okay,
to be
so
found.
my biggest concern wouldn't even be how well it runs, because I mean, I can always adjust settings if I need to run it a little bit, lower graphic settings. I've had to do that before. I've had to do that for years. I've made my peace with that. There are some games I just cannot play on high graphic settings, whatever. But what I look at with this, with my experience with the few Korean games I've played, how is the story going to be good? Going to be. So, Black Myth Wukong, story is fantastic, voice acting is fantastic, no problem there. You go more towards like Stellar Blade, being Korean, not Chinese. Games like First Descendant, and those games, I'm just like, the story is really lacking for me personally. Just doesn't really grip me, Optimization and story. Optimization, so I should say that differently. Optimization is on the developers, and they really need to optimize it the best they can. But when it comes down to it, if you're trying to run a game like this on ultra high settings on your computer, you're a moron if you've got like a 4060 and you're trying to run it on ultra high. It's like, no. You are going to have to limit the limitation, or understand the limitations of your computer. That being said, the game should be optimized so that most people can run it at a comfortable setting that's still enjoyable to play and look at on your average computer, No, Cage, it's the same way that they need to optimize things for consoles too. They have to understand that all consoles are the same and that they all run at a certain point, a certain way. There are games that run terribly on console because they didn't optimize them properly. It's just the reality of the way it is. Moral relativism is the core of modernity. I'm not surprised woke devs don't want to write pure good versus evil distinctions. It's been programmed into relativism for 70 years or more. Yeah, exactly. Good Korean writers aren't in the game industry, but in the web novel business instead. Oh, interesting. Yo, Smeg, I didn't know you were up.
Do I need to be liked? Absolutely not.
Smeg with the 5 gifties. Hell yeah. Happy Friday, or I should say happy Saturday, my guy. What is it? 6 p.m. Saturday in Australia. Hope you're doing well, man. Wilds makes my point, at least on PC. Yeah, again, the problem with a lot of times with PC games that are, again, designed to push on Steam because it's on PlayStation, but it's also on Steam. Great. The average Steam user is not playing with a 5080 or a 5090. They're using like a 5060 or 5070 maybe. Just after 6, hell yeah, I used to play with Australians on Guild Wars. So I got pretty good at it's like 19 hours ahead of me, but or behind me, but the day ahead, it's, yeah. Lugia, let me tell you this. Optimizing for the Switch, I believe, is difficult because the Switch, God, the processing power of the Switch compared to the PlayStation and Xbox is just it's not anything comparable. Plus, true story, little side tangent before we get back to this video. And thanks again for the 5 Smeg. You're awesome, buddy. My kids, I had bought them when I first bought my kids the Nintendo Switch. I had bought them several games like Minecraft, Rocket League, all sorts of games that they were able to play split screen multiplayer on the Nintendo Switch, one by one. All of these games that I purchased because they could be multiplayer on the Switch did away with their multiplayer modes. So you'd have to play multiplayer online only or local area network kind of stuff. So yeah, optimization on the Switch is dog shit. Apex Legends is they're ending support for it on the Switch 1 some point this year. And that game looks like shit on the Nintendo Switch. It looks horrible. I don't know if you guys have seen Mortal Kombat. I think it's Mortal Kombat X, whichever one of the more recent ones is. That they put the side-by-side of like PC or Xbox next to the Nintendo Switch version, and it's awful looking. It's terrible. Not really, but it depends on what you're optimizing it for. Again, I'm not a developer. I don't do coding. I don't do optimizing. Obviously, it's not my area. However, what I can tell you is my own experience with games that I've played on the Switch versus the games I've played on other platforms, and the Switch is a mess. We all did. It was, yeah. MK1, okay. That's stupid. What does it help the gamer games maintenance to do away with couch co-op? Because, okay, Tekla, honest to God, the game wouldn't run. So if I had, let's say it was just 2-player split screen, like it wasn't even my 3 kids trying to play together, it was just 2 of them, After about half an hour of building on a new world on Minecraft, if there were too many things, and I'm not talking like my kid went crazy spawning in 10 million chickens or 100,000 units of like TNT and detonated them all at once, okay? I'm talking basic things. If they loaded a world that had 3 houses and 10 villagers moving around at one time, the game would freeze. No joke. So, running 2 sessions was too much for the hardware. Lame, yeah. Back when the crazy wizard would rewrite code in ASM and it ran too inefficient, now they just tell you to get a real PC. Randy Bitchford. Porting companies do that, not the developer studio. Yeah, because I wasn't sure at the time, because I was talking to somebody else about it that I've known for about 5 or 6 years, and he's a computer nerd. And I was like, okay, so I'm the customer. I buy a Nintendo game, but it's not developed by Nintendo. It's developed by a different studio. They then port it to Nintendo, but I'm going to be mad at Nintendo because I'm a Nintendo customer and my Nintendo game doesn't work on my Nintendo system anymore, right? The average customer is not going to think, well, Nintendo didn't make the game. They didn't do the optimization. They didn't do the porting. It's the developers. I'm like, it doesn't matter who it is. You have to look at it from the customer's perspective, and the customer doesn't care how the sausage is made. The customer bought the sausage from Nintendo, Matt Adam, that was another thing. That was another thing that Shroud was complaining about with,
The main quest line follows Cliff's essential story.
Frick, I can't remember the name. Highguard.
Goes far beyond following
Shroud was complaining about the frames per second on Highguard. He's like, well, if a game's got low FPS, that pisses me off. I'm like, I wouldn't even know if my game had low FPS. I would know if it was only going like 10 frames a second. Anybody would notice that. But I don't pay attention to FPS in gaming, which is probably pathetic. Like, I probably should pay more attention to that. It's just not the thing for me that I'm looking at, like, okay, how many frames can I get out of this? Like, I'm not a overclock my computer kind of guy. Just not something I do. When even Pokemon games look and run like shit on the Switch, that's kind of an issue. Yeah, that's a problem.
a single path. The continent is full of other tales, interesting encounters, and hidden challenges.
That's a green woman.
That all shape your adventure.
Rule 34,
And
somebody
you're free
check.
to
I'm
take
just
them
kidding.
on in any order you choose. Many of
Dusk
Pyro's
Bloods is gonna look like
quests
shit. I'm
involve
saying it now.
factions,
Okay?
houses, and
I'm calling it now as somebody who has played on that Nintendo Switch, watched it overheat, playing the simplest things. My kids and I cannot get through a simple Smash Brothers tournament where you go through all the characters until there's none left without the Switch overheating. And now, okay, the Switch is like 6 years old. So it's like, oh, it's old. No, I could boot up my old Super Nintendo right now and it'd probably run just fine without overheating, My sweet spot is 60 to 90. I don't even know, man. I don't even know the average FPS that my games run at. I don't know. So,
organizations of Pywell. Some of these quests are grand, with large-scale objectives like reclaiming fortresses and taking on formidable foes.
Do you know how to drive a wagon? Would you take the reins and get me to the train?
yeah, okay, I just had a thought. Watching all those NPCs walking around. You know where this game has a chance to succeed where other developers don't? I don't think the Korean developers are going to be afraid to use some AI,
It is like this tangible thing that you can point to and say, hey man, I love you. This many dollars.
Lucia, I've got PTSD from Nintendo,
Why are
okay?
you so mean to Nintendo? Disappointed.
Oh my
just
God, I got a
kidding,
story
open
for
mouth
you.
Smile. I like to Switch because of the portability. I think they're good for indie games.
Yeah, and it depends on the game. Like, okay, you can play Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, and those games look great. They run great, and thanks to the 5, Lucia, I appreciate you, man. And there are games designed for Nintendo that run smoothly. The problem I have is, like I said, I bought games that were sold as being multiplayer couch co-op, and then a year or less after buying them, they ripped that out from under me. Now I've got a system that my kids can't play on for longer than half an hour or 45 minutes before the damn thing wants to fry itself. I made a video criticizing Nintendo and the Switch 2 and all that last year, I think it was, and I got so much hate for that. The video only got like 2,000 views. It was not a good performing video, but it's because I was covering Ubisoft in the same video for, you know, greedy anti-customer practices, and people were like, how dare you compare Nintendo to Ubisoft? I'm like, guys, I'm going to call it like I see it. No, Nintendo historically used to be better than Ubisoft. Like, for real. I grew up, Nintendo was the one thing I had in my house from the time that I was 3 years old, you know. We had an Atari, and then we had an NES, Super Nintendo, N64, you know, GameCube, all that. But lately, they've just been missing the mark, man. They've just been, it's sad, dude. It's sad to see the decline of Nintendo. Yeah, I have my OG Game Boy, it just doesn't work anymore. It's sad. But yeah, I got a lot of shit for that video. Fake gamer. Solanus, you what does it say? Let me see here. Doubt there's much AI usage on this game, considering this probably been in the works for years before the AI was in its current state. I don't mind lower frame rates. My eyes will adjust, but I can't stand it if it's unstable and fluctuates between 5 and 60. Yeah. Now, Avernum, that's more that would bother me. That is exactly what I'm talking about. If the game was dropping frames massively, like Elden Ring has this thing that, you know, at least once or twice while playing it, I would always experience this slight, slow stuttering, and then it would get back to, you know, being smooth as butter, right? So I got used to that. I don't know if that's really frame droppage, if stuttering is technically the same thing as frames dropping, or if it's just, you know, whatever. But yeah, there are things about that I just got used to expect. Luckily, it never happened in combat. It would usually happen in like open world areas. A lot of different things going on. Don't know how the Switch 2 handles frame generation, nor if it's doing it. I don't know. I just dated myself as 53. No, man. So I had the Atari, that my parents had the Atari before I was even born. Remember, I was born in 86. So just because we had an Atari when I was growing up, it wasn't my Atari. If anything, it was my oldest brother's. And I don't even know where it ended up. It wasn't with all of our old video game stuff or old Nintendos. So it probably got sold before I was even like 5. I'd rather rip off my own balls before I ever give a single cent to the digital Yakuza. Ouch. Oh, man. Don't know how the Switch 2 handles it. This one use of AI that's semi-old, where it likely would be in use. Yeah, I mean, there's things that I'm sure that they probably... Going back a few years, AI in some capacity has been a thing.
While others are quieter, requiring you to help residents with everyday tasks.
I just can't believe how much is going on all at once on this thing. That does make me worry about performance, because holy crap.
Some factions will be friendly and may give you missions.
The Bleed Bandits are raising an army of their own. And worse still, they've stolen the family spear manual. My son Graham went to reclaim it.
The voice acting isn't bad. So, I'm not turned off by the voice acting. That is actually a good thing. Because like I said, my biggest issue with games like Stellar Blade, First Descendant, is you could tell that they were recorded first in their native language and then dubbed over for the English version. And it's like, yeah, I mean, this game, the voice acting sounds like it was intentionally written for an American audience.
I'm silent. With the rest of my men serving the Duke, I find myself in need of your aid.
Others, however, are hostile.
Not so sure for lip sync. I don't know.
Residing in or occupying the area.
I'm just talking about the actual quality of the voice acting itself, not so much the actual lip syncing.
Of House Celeste is currently blockaded, under siege by the invading forces of Gwen Kraber.
Still on the fence. Yeah, Cage, this is the most I've watched of this game since it was announced. Yeah, monetization practices, Serrano is a big deal. That's a big concern for a lot of people, I'm sure.
Roothold is now back under the control of it.
Wait, is this free to play? Does anybody know if this is a free to play game? Voice actors deliver the lines great. Yeah, so unlike First Descendant, where it's like, holy shit, this is terrible. Offline single player? Oh, for real? I'm not saying the game is pay to win, but you can pretty much equip your wall as a main weapon. Holy shit. Oh, it's a full price release. Okay. All right. $70. Wow. Combat looks too Ubisoft-like Assassin's Creed.
Its rightful faction,
Fair.
House Celeste.
And again, I don't know what the release date of this is. Is it supposed to be coming out later this year?
Enemy forces have withdrawn, and the region will now be safe to travel. In other
Ooh, that's
liberated
pricey, Smeg.
locations, the homes of rightful residents may be restored. Rewards for faction quests will be helpful in your character progression. From meeting new merchants,
Yeah, Blood Message is not one that I
receiving
have
equipment
even
for your
heard
journey,
of.
and gaining access
March
to
19th?
resources like
What?
lumber, stone, and other materials you'll
Holy
need to
crap. Oh,
rebuild
wait.
the mains hub.
Hang on. When is the when is the Lesbian Night game coming out? That's going to be really funny to watch. Hang on a second. What is the release date for that? Ex Voto release date. March 12th. Oh my god. Okay, so the only thing Ex Voto has going for it, where it doesn't have to worry about games like this, two different audiences. Ex Voto is going to be much more like Hellblade, simple third-person combat, narrative-driven game. Not going to be a 100, 200-hour, open-world RPG. So it's different genres, obviously. And Ex Voto is only like $25 or $20 or whatever. So this game is obviously going to set itself apart categorically. But how many people, and then maybe the crossover is small, would be looking at one game going, well, sure, this game's only $20, but I already need to buy, Crimson Desert in a week, so I'm just going to save my money, right? $70, little man, put that shit in my hand. If that money doesn't show me, then you owe me. Oh my god. Looks like they reused a lot of their assets from their MMO. It's having the same hit detection jank that it was in their MMO. Black Hat, I'm worried about that because I know that Black Desert was a thing. I just never cared to make myself play it. We'd get this over that, but we also have new Monster Hunter dropping that month. Wait, what? There's another Monster Hunter coming out in March? Are you serious? I'd spend that 20 on Silk Song. You sexist bigots. I love it. When is Monster Hunter coming out? February 28th. Whoa. How many Monster Hunter games do they pump out, guys? That is crazy. Holy crap. There's some clerks in there. Spare some on the budget on something this big is a must. Yeah. That is crazy. Exploring the continent. Ooh, that's a big tree man.
Well, exploration is more than travel. It's discovery.
What the hell?
Whether it's finding undiscovered points of interest.
Damn, Avernum, you're not wrong.
Hidden treasures. Or simply a vantage point to take.
I mean, holy crap, guys. Hang on a second. Let me hide myself here. Like, just look at this for a second. If that is actually all explorable world, and it's not just, cutscene or cinematic trailer or whatnot, this is ambitious. I will give them that. You got dragons in your fantasy, so why not gay people? Exactly. This is one of those... Yeah, I mean, it's gorgeous. It could be shit. The game could run incredibly poorly. But holy crap. As long as it's not empty, lies. It's empty and just, copy and pasted, environments and people and whatever, and there's nothing unique about it, then that'll be terrible. But I don't know. This is crazy.
There is much that will draw your curiosity to wander.
It's impressive on the curved monitor. I'll tell you that, guys. That.
With sights, secrets, and surprises along the way catching your attention.
It looks like they removed the problems that have Black Desert's gameplay. Well, that's a good thing.
You can
That's
pretty
great.
much go anywhere that captures your interest.
Okay, pretty much go anywhere. You know, the only concern I have with it,
Trusty steed provides.
and this is going to sound really weird to say, and it's probably because it's an Unreal Engine 5 game, and it's not about like, oh, Unreal Engine 5 is shit, you know, their games run like crap. No, it's not even that. Yeah, that's a thing because people don't know how to use UE5, and UE5 is notorious for having issues. But like, something about this, I understand what people are saying. Something about it feels off. Like when you look at, I don't know, it's almost, you guys know when they do those things where they make a game in an AI program, right? Where they're like, oh, that you can make your own game now, and then they show footage, and it's this weird, uncanny valley blend of like real life mixed with computer graphics, like video game graphics. This is what I feel when I look at this. It looks too good or too real or somewhere in between real and video game, and it weirds me out. There's something strange there. Okay, this got me FOMO, but so ambitious that something's gonna fail. Yeah, there's something that just, I don't know. And I guess you could go back and look at the release trailer for Black Myth Wukong and other games like that and say the same thing about it. And then when you're playing the game, it doesn't feel that way. It could just be the way that they do these trailers, right? It could just be the way that they do these first looks, if you will. Level of detail, the aperture of focalization. I see it camera problems. That's it. Yeah. Okay. So it could be the camera, right? It's like a tilt shift photography issue and things like that. It's gonna have a bunch of zones that need to keep loading, so long as you're going to notice when it loads. AI rendering the background. It's something. Something feels unnatural. All right, so hang on a second. You said minimum requirements, Windows 10. I wish I still had Windows 10. Ryzen 5 2600X. That's pretty crazy minimal for processor, but that's minimum. Remember, minimum requirements, you got to look at like recommended, really. 16 gigs of RAM, that's not bad. 6500. I mean, I had a 5600, I made that work, and now I've got the 9060 XT, 16 gigs, so I'm good there. 135 gigs available, that makes sense. Oh yeah, it might have motion blur on, exactly. The assets look too much like models to me. No, Susano, that's what I'm looking at too. That's exactly what I'm saying. There's something strange about it. That's exactly what I'm seeing too. So I don't think it's just the stream. I think it is the actual video. You can make real people look like toys. That's it. It's crazy. It's uncanny. I remember when they showed a first video on Anthem game, the developers didn't even know about the video. Huh.
A trusty steed provides reliable travel, but
okay,
Cliff
recommended.
himself can climb and even glide across distances.
RX 6700. I mean, it doesn't look like the requirements are that bad
Also gain access
comparatively.
To a missile-firing mech.
What the hell is this?
And
oh my
a
god.
dragon that will allow you to soar high above the world. On your journey, you will meet a wide variety of the continent's inhabitants as part of everyday life in Pywell. Amongst them, hostile factions and enemies each present their own threats, from well-trained soldiers and sorcerers to ferocious beasts and machines that will test your combat skill and adaptability. And for those seeking a different kind of challenge, Pywell holds many mysteries. From ancient mechanisms hidden in forgotten ruins to enigmatic puzzles, each
Mech is really out of place. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell, man?
Now, let's go over just some of the things you can discover out in the world. The Abyss is a mysterious realm brimming with secrets and untold power.
Yeah, riding the dragon looked really awesome.
Its influence stretches far beyond its own borders, spilling into the lands of Pywell. Fragments have fallen to the world below and lie scattered.
Neither am I, H. Brown. That's one of those things that I'm not a big fan of, is like the mech blending with fantasy medieval stuff. But there's uses for it in games. I played games like Guild Wars, I think, had some of that too, and it was okay in the way that they did it.
and discovering these remnants will be an important part of your journey.
Avatar chorus story, mechanical golems versus witches. Oh, okay. I can see that.
You'll come across artifacts, powerful items necessary to unlock and upgrade your skills.
Truth, I heard something about that.
Artifacts
Only like, what, a year later?
quests and combat, while others lie in more hidden corners of the world, waiting for those willing to stray from the beaten path.
Doing the C key jingling. You know, Black Cat, you're probably smart to be suspicious. And like you said, I don't know who said it earlier, definitely not a day one buy. Wait and see. Let somebody else spend the money on it, and then kind of go from there to form your opinion on it.
Traces of the abyss you discover will open up fast travel locations, making
Gothic
it
with
easier to
steampunk for
revisit
Dustbloods,
and
yeah.
explore the areas of Pywell you've discovered. In time, your search will inevitably take you to the abyss itself. Venturing into its mysterious realms will put your wits to the test as you uncover its secrets.
Well, there's going to be
restore the
reviewers, right?
abyss's
They're going to
broken
let people
balance.
actually review this thing, I assume.
Across Pywell lie valuable equipment and items, some tucked away in hidden corners, others guarded fiercely within enemy camps, forts, and
Although maybe
strongholds.
I'm being overly,
Across
like maybe I'm actually overly sensationalizing the actual scenery. I mean, look, Ghost of Tsushima came out like what, 3-4 years ago, and that game is known for its cinematic like environments and the wind and the flowers and the trees and all the blades of grass moving with the wind and stuff. And it's like maybe we're just forgetting that we already have games that can do this.
Pywell lie valuable equipment and items, some tucked away in hidden corners, others guarded fiercely
Yeah,
within
non-shills,
enemy
exactly.
camps, forts, and strongholds. Many of
No. So Cage, I'm not saying that trust the journos. I'm saying wait to see what the reviewers say, because the reviewers, you can always read between the lines. If you know what to look for, you can tend to. If IGN gives it a 9 or a 10, it's probably not actually good. They give it a 7, it's a 50-50 shot. If they give it a 6, but they don't give you actual reasons for why, like technical problems, then it's probably not actually as bad as they said. So offline and not live services, I'm in favor of. Now we'll see if they actually do the cash shop BS. They probably will have some cash shop stuff, to be honest. They're not a racist thing, not a stereotype thing, but they are Korean.
items you uncover may offer powerful and helpful advantages in combat and exploration.
It's not going to work on PC.
Even the smaller items you collect along the way can prove unexpectedly useful, benefiting those who search every path and face every
I mean, there's still some games that I bought day one because I knew that they'd be good. I bought Elden Ring day one. I had no
The
regrets.
world of Pywell is
But that's from a
rich with
proven
knowledge waiting
studio.
to be uncovered, from knowledge about its inhabitants and wildlife to skills, items, and more. This information can be acquired in many ways, by interacting with characters and objects, exploring new areas, and even observing from afar. The knowledge you gather may provide clues to completing quests.
Well, yeah, but Equilibrium, that's only going to depend on if they actually get early access or like an early review copy or not. So my point about reviewers, I wasn't specifically talking about game journalist reviewers. I'm talking like the YouTubers. I'm talking like people who actually play the game. Some of them who get like, a week ahead of the embargo to actually play it. So by the time the game releases, they're able to release their review of it, around launch day. Even I wait for a while to buy new games. Dude, there's no reason not to. If you've got other games to play and it's not a matter of FOMO, if it's not an online multiplayer game, there's no reason to buy it right away because, again, single player games you can always play whenever you want. It's not like, oh, well, by the time I buy this multiplayer game, there's going to be no players for it. Well, then it's probably not worth buying in the first place, Yeah, no, Equilibrium, it's like, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, just listen to the game journalists. It's like, no, it's a combination of both. Listen to what they're saying and then go to YouTube and talk to or listen to your trusted reviewers and then form your own opinion on whether you think it's worth the money or not. Like 2 years is great for me. I mean, wait as long as you need to, honestly. So I don't even know if IGN reviewed Tainted Grail, to be honest.
Open paths to acquiring new skills, or offer helpful guidance.
Mad Adam, I'm not even the biggest Elden Ring like shill. It is an amazing game, definitely a top 10 game, but I'm not even
That's
like.
all for today's look at the story and
It was just
world
the
of
most like
Crimson Desert.
obvious example.
In the future, we'll be highlighting combat, progression, and life in Pylewell, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.
Okay, but
and we'll see
Avernum,
you-
my point is if that's what they focus on, if they play this game and they give it a 6 because of a lack of diversity, and that's the only negative they mention, then it's probably going to be a damn good game. That goes back to my point that I said earlier.
Again.
Read between the lines, you know? Good lord, look at that. Just look at that. I'm not easily impressed by just how beautiful a game can look. Like, we've all seen it before, right? That is, I don't know. It's part of the uncanny thing is how realistic some of it looks with the textures and all that. IGN review Tainted Grail 6 out of 10. There you go. You got your answer, Cage. Oh yeah, Tekla, that would be the ideal, wouldn't it? That would be the ideal. Yeah, I mean, it looks impressive, but the thing that still worries me is, like I said, there's something off about it. There's something uncanny about it. There's just, I don't know, man. Things that have me worried. And I could be wrong. I could be like dead wrong about it, but you never know until it's too late, you know? I mean, Steam's got that 2-hour return window, obviously, but other platforms don't have that flexibility. They don't have those options. Let me get Don Lemon's stupid face off my screen here. So let's see here. German Strands says Crimson Desert PR about the game's performance will show 4K 60 FPS native. Sure, with ray tracing on that's done through DLSS or FSR, like that's done natively in engine. And then if you want to further optimize, you can tweak all the settings and do all the things, but we want to show you don't have to, like the game itself should be able to stand on its own. So that to me sounds like they're saying the game is going to come optimized already. You shouldn't have to do too much tweaking to make it perform well. We have AC Odyssey, and that game is huge. I mean, there are a lot of really big games, a lot of massive games that have big maps that manage to make it work. I mean, hell, some of the things I've read about KCD1 when they used the CryEngine for that game was the guys who developed that engine told them, okay, good luck, this is never going to work. And with some modifications and tweaking, they actually made it work incredibly well. So where there's a will, there's a way. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested. Definitely not a day one buy. Not a chance in hell. Not happening, but I'm interested. Definitely. All right, we can't be done until we talk about Tim Sweeney and Steam and Epic, because why not? I know some of you guys probably already know a lot more about this than I do, because I have not been paying attention to all the shit going on with Valve, other than the fact that the UK, for whatever reason, decided to sue Valve. Because why not? Sweeney needs to shut the F up 100%. Yeah, no, Tainted Grail deserves a lot more recognition, and I say that as somebody who's never played it, but I understand from people who have played it that it is a very impressive RPG. I don't know shit. Hey, Cage, that makes 2 of us, man. Let's see if there's an update in here. Okay, here's what we're going to start with this one. All right. This is a lawsuit from the UK claiming that Steam overcharges gamers in the UK and abuses a dominant market position. And it's a lawsuit apparently that's moving forward after Valve lost an appeal. The suit was filed back in 2024, similar to one that was filed against Valve in the US in 2021. Anybody know how the one in the US ended up? Tainted has some grand ideas, nails a lot of what it tries, but uneven difficulty, few design choices, and holy grails worth of bugs prevent it from finding greatness. Those were his final words. Oh, interesting. He's in competition with Steam, so of course he's going to say this. Yeah. They're suing Valve because they're trying to find a replacement for the now closed USAID Money app. So it said Valve is facing a new legal headache as a tribunal in the UK ruled that a lawsuit filed against it in 2024 accusing the company of using Steam's dominance of the PC gaming marketplace to overcharge gamers and muscle out competition can move ahead. This is crazy to me because Steam is the one platform that consistently has games on sale, that has games on discount, that, I mean, you wait a year, you wait 6 months to a year, and you can buy a game at like a fraction of its original price on Steam. That is nuts that they actually were able to pull this off. Some UK crazy activist and her parents, something group, and Tim is on board, so no shit, what a corporate loser. I didn't even know that. That's crazy. All right, so that's where we are with this. There's a lawsuit going on, and Steam, Valve, I should say, just lost the appeal. All right. They're just doing it to attack the US tech sector. Yeah, that's exactly how it feels. Valve should just cease business in the UK and they'll see if it's monopoly or just quality service. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Hey, Eddie Lawrence on Twitch. Hopefully you're not a bot, but thanks for following. Appreciate it. We'll see. Not many of those that I get these days that aren't bots over on Twitch. Let's see. Valve will let me make as many keys as I want and sell them on my sell them on my own without cutting them out of the loop. I can just publish my games on other stores. Nothing about this lawsuit would hold in the US. No, it's crazy. All right, so unsurprisingly, Epic Games CEO and frequent X poster Tim Sweeney has thoughts about the $900 million lawsuit against Valve in the UK, which recently got the go-ahead from a competition tribunal. Also unsurprisingly, given his competing store and past criticism of Steam, Sweeney approves of the action and based on his related legal tussles with Apple and Google, thinks there's something to it. Now, I will say that, Tim Sweeney, didn't he win his lawsuit against Apple not too long ago? Everyone should just region block the UK and let him figure it out. Hey, Eddie Lawrence, how are you doing? Yeah. I mean, it would be funny if they just straight up stopped doing service in the UK. Let them sort it out. That'd be hilarious. You're not a bot? That's good to know. All right. Lawsuit filed in 2024 very broadly alleges that Valve unfairly prevents game makers from offering their products at lower prices on other platforms and requires that all add-on content for games purchased on Steam also be purchased through Steam, and that Valve's excessive commission has resulted in inflated prices for UK customers. Valve had argued that the suit should not be allowed to proceed as a collective action, functionally similar to a class action, but a competition appeal tribunal disagreed, ruling earlier this week that the suit can proceed. So that was the appeal that they lost. Interesting. It's becoming a communist hellhole? Kind of seems that way. They have a thing called CAT that allows suits like this to be brought forward when they don't meet US standards to sue. Okay, so that's very interesting. I didn't know that. It's a lie. I bought DLC for games as well as other websites, both Humble and a CD key site. Yeah, I buy, you guys know I have Instant Gaming, like an affiliate link and stuff. I buy, if I can, most of my games for Steam on Instant Gaming first because it's always a little bit cheaper. So I don't understand what they think they're actually going to accomplish with this. I'm happy at Timmy Boy's attempt at poking the bear. Hopefully he pisses off Gabe and makes them release a Source 2 SD key with a feature set rivaling UE5 as a middle finger. That would be interesting. That would actually be really interesting to see. All right, it says here, Sweeney has homed in on the DLC issue specifically. Although developers can sell DLC on other platforms and have it carry over to a user's Steam copy, Valve doesn't allow them to sell add-ons directly through the in-game stores or to use their in-game UI to steer users to off-platform stores. This, Sweeney says, is like a car dealership demanding 30% of gas purchases and is one of the things he and Epic have successfully fought Apple and Google over. I don't think that's the same thing. I mean, I might be misunderstanding his argument, but I don't think that's comparable. They got Ofcom. Oh yeah, I hate, anytime I hear people talk about Ofcom, I'm like, I know we have it bad here in the US, but Ofcom sounds terrible. Which is a government regulatory body for media and telecommunication. They're censorious. Oh, dude, and they charge you to use your TV. They charge you straight up in the UK if you want to watch TV. You have to pay the Ofcom fee or whatever it is. Sweeney's comments naturally led to a flurry of dissenting responses, but he resolutely stood his ground. Today in the US, developers are free to steer users of iOS and Android apps to competing purchase methods. Apple and Google collect 0% of those transactions. On computers and smartphones, Valve is the only major store still holding onto the payment ties and 30% junk fee. Epic's CEO acknowledged in multiple replies that Steam keys or DLC can be purchased from other platforms, but has reiterated that the problem is that developers can't offer alternative purchase options to customers in-game while following Valve's rules. So he's talking about straight up within the game itself, right? So let me see if I'm understanding his point correctly. I buy a game, let's say it's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I have, and I have some of the DLC for, but I'm in-game, right? If I want to click on the link to buy an additional DLC for the game that I don't have, that will take me directly to the Steam store, as I understand it. But part of that is because my game is already launched through Steam. So it makes the most sense that the DLC it'll take me to is through Steam because, again, not all platforms are going to allow you to cross-launch games, correct? I mean, like, that's just common sense. So what difference does it make if you bought your game on Epic or you bought your game on Steam? Wherever you bought your game, it should then direct you to that same store to buy your DLC. You know, I went over this, but it looked like noise. It certainly seems that way. He's comparing a closed hardware to a private storefront. I think he means microtransactions, store points, skins, and if you buy the game through Steam, Steam also takes cuts. If you buy the game through Epic, Epic takes cuts too, don't they? Like, every platform that you sell a game through takes a percentage, right? Does Epic not do that? Okay, so if you buy a game through Epic, I've never tested this. If you buy a game through Epic and you go to within the game, you're in the menu for the game, you go to buy a DLC for that game, do you have the option to buy the DLC on Steam? Can you run a Steam DLC through the Epic launcher? I don't think you can. Am I retarded? Or is this like, this is what it sounds like to me. No one's tested it because no one buys things on Epic. Oh my God. That's like buying a burger in one place and fries in another. I mean, no, because technically you can do that. You can still eat both if you buy your burger and your fries in separate places because you like the burger from one and the fries from the other. This doesn't make sense because I don't think you can buy a game on Steam, go to Valve or go to Epic, buy the DLC, and then use that DLC on Steam's launcher. At least in your analogy, Truth, you can still eat both. It's just that your burger's going to be cold by the time you go get your fries. No, you can't do it then. Oh my God. So what the hell's the... Okay. So Tim Sweeney is legitimately retarded. Tim's on point? Oh, you got to explain that, buddy. I don't know. I don't understand because it sounds to me Steam's taking a cut from microtransactions. So Epic doesn't take any cut if there's a game that has microtransactions in it when you purchase them in the game through the Epic launcher? I mean, that might look greedy for Valve if they do and Epic doesn't, but isn't that up to the platform? Everything starts to make sense when you realize it's all self-serving. That part, I don't know. If you use the storefront for them, then yes. But you don't have to do it that way. It's up to the devs to set up. So it really could just be a whole bunch of noise over nothing. Let me see. He acknowledged in multiple replies that they can be purchased from other platforms. It's a complaint that effectively is identical to the one at the core of Epic's legal wars against Apple and Google. So, guy says, Tim, I'd like to ask you a question if you don't mind. If I buy a skin in Rocket League or Fall Guys from your store, can I use it on the Steam version? And he says, Steam, Apple, and Google have always allowed purchases to work across platforms and stores. What their stores all prohibited was developers offering alternative purchasing methods in-game. The court found this to be unlawful by Apple and Google, but Steam still does it. He didn't answer the question. He didn't say, yes, if you buy a skin in Rocket League from Epic, you can use it on Steam. When making the purchase from within the game, Path of Exile, the most popular ARPG of today, they allow you to purchase their microtransactions directly from their website. This isn't against Steam's terms of service. Educate yourself. Tim Sweeney says, keyword steering. Apple and Google have always allowed developers to sell through multiple sources, but prohibited developers from offering those options in-game. The court found that prohibition illegal in Epic versus Apple and Epic versus Google, but Steam still does it. Just matters for devs, and the devs can avoid it by just not having their microtransaction being buyable via the Steam store. If not wrong, some do this. Yeah, I mean, unless Steam, as I understand this, unless Steam tells the developer, if you're gonna put your game on our store, and we have the biggest store, we have the corner on the market for, you know, PC game purchases because everybody uses Steam, nobody uses Epic. Unless they tell them, you must sell all microtransactions, in-game currencies, skins, DLC, all that stuff through our store so that we get a cut. Otherwise, you can't put your game on our store. Then I don't think they have a case. Yeah, Valve doesn't own the PCs. It's not Mac or Android. Right. It's a separate situation. I understand where he's making the comparison. He's trying to say, well, because Apple and Google, or I think it was just Apple that he had the lawsuit against, wouldn't allow people to go around Apple to pay for their microtransactions. They were forcing them to use Apple, and then therefore Apple got a cut. That's where Apple lost the case. That was a big win for Epic. I remember that a couple years ago. The retard's throwing a tantrum because nobody wants to use his retarded, barely functioning store. Yeah. It's already on its way to shitification. Bigger problem, the game sold on Steam isn't the game sold on Epic. Sometimes they are, they're not always. The actual code in the games are different, to be clear. Well, that's where I'm like, I don't understand his logic that, well, you should be able to use skins across platforms. Great. They don't. Nobody does. They don't work. Okay? The only time that works is if you're able to link accounts that track your progress and carry over your progress cross-platform, which, to be fair, exists, but it is very rare. It is really rare. You don't see that many cross-platform progress-saving games. They're becoming more and more common, but it used to be like, oh my god, they're going to do cross-platform saving? That's incredible. It used to be like this thing that was like, oh my god, that's amazing. Most games don't do that. So for skins and stuff, I guess that's the only time that would make sense. You know what's more annoying? Here's something what's more annoying. Having to have an Epic account to play a game on my PC, or to play a game on my Xbox, or to play a game on my Nintendo. I freaking hate having to make another account to play a game on a launcher that I already have installed. That's something I hate far more, okay? You want to play Fortnite on Steam? You have to have an Epic account. Why? Timmy has no problem doing that, making us have that on there. And that shit's annoying as hell. I've got 3 kids and me. 4 people in this house that play video games. I've got 2 Xboxes, a Nintendo, and 2 computers that play games. So 5 systems, essentially, that play games, right? I have to keep track of logins at any given point in time for 4 people for all of these different systems, and whose Epic account is which for all these different people playing these games, simply because they have to have one, okay? Do you realize how freaking annoying that is? It's insane. Launch a game from Steam and then a sneaky Epic telemetry app launches in the background and causes a memory leak for no reason. Isn't that fun? Isn't that great? Devs have as much control over this as they want as long as their publisher lets them have it. That's why I appreciate Steam having the integrated created account. Yeah, dude, honestly, I despise having to have secondary accounts. Tim Sweeney rants like a jealous bitch. A little bit. Epic's not directly involved with the lawsuit, but combating Steam's 30% fee and prohibition on steering users to off-platform purchasing methods for add-ons was one of the founding goals of the Epic Games Store. In 2019, Sweeney went so far as to say that if Steam dropped its fee to 12%, he would stop pursuing Epic Games Store exclusives and even consider putting Fortnite on the platform. Meanwhile, Epic has demonstrated a willingness to spend enormous amounts of money pursuing the principle against some of the biggest tech companies on the platform. Oh my god. You know what this is, guys? You know what this is? He wants... Okay. Call me crazy or conspiratorial. He wants Fortnite on Steam. Through Steam, without having to be connected to Epic. He wants it because he knows that that will bring in... I think if they had Fortnite on Steam able to be launched separately from being tied into Epic, he'd gain millions of users on Fortnite. And Fortnite's already one of the most successful multiplayer online games ever. Like, Fortnite is retarded popular. So he's looking at this as like a bargaining chip. Like, well, if I got Fortnite on Steam, like directly integrated into Steam where they didn't have to use Epic, and he's getting a cut, if Gabe's getting a cut of my transaction fees through Epic on Steam, that's going to piss me off. But if I can do this, I can basically get my cake and eat it too. I can get my game in front of more people's eyes and cut Steam out entirely on the microtransactions that I know people are going to get because Fortnite's all about skins. This is oh my god, Tim Sweeney is such a jealous little shit. We bribed a lot of devs and still nobody wants to use our shit. I'm working on a school kitchen at the moment, and kids be emoting like Fortnite characters just saying Fortnite. Dude, Fortnite is huge. Again, kudos to Fortnite. I've shit on that game so much over the years, but they have a good product, good marketing, and have maintained a strong player base for years. Not most games can't say that, you know? He's making me not want to use anything from it. Dude, that's insane. Epic is great, so consumer friendly, and UE5 is just so great and runs buttery smooth. Yeah, it's all about money and marketing. I didn't even realize, guys, I just pulled up this article before the stream, and I'm like, okay, so we'll go over this thing on stream, right? I didn't even understand what this was even about. This is nuts. Steam has managed to maintain its big cut and restrictive policies because it has such a dominant position in the market. Being first sometimes really is the best. But if this lawsuit in the UK and a similar action slowly unfolding in the US go badly for Valve, it may be forced to dial things back drastically. I'm sure Sweeney will have some choice thoughts on that if it happens. See, the thing about it is this lawsuit won't destroy Valve. It won't, in the long term, make or break Valve. Steam is massive, okay? And the thing is... you're talking about something I knew prior about. Yeah, it's okay, man. I didn't have a clue what we were talking about. So I'm learning something right here. So crazy thing is he can negotiate those terms for himself like every other AAA studio does, right? Steam might have been first, but not only first, it was the best. Even if Steam had appeared after Epic, they probably would still have taken over Epic. So the thing is, guys, I mean, I'm not over here, like I said earlier in the stream, you can play on whatever console you want to. You can play on PC, you can play on Xbox, I don't care. Wherever you enjoy your games is fine. I have no dog in the fight. I have multiple consoles, I've got my computer, it's all good, right? Steam is obviously the most convenient for playing on PC. But the reality is, if there was a better option, if GOG actually rose up and got a platform or a library that was relevantly like equivalent to a Steam, if they got like a third of the amount of games on GOG that Steam has, you could see GOG start to gain on Steam and people would go support them because, again, their preservation efforts and everything else, people want to support that. But Steam is just the most convenient. I'm not over here shilling for Steam like, oh, Steam is great, I'll suck their D and do whatever they want. No. It's not like a console fanboy. It's simply pointing out Steam hasn't really done anything wrong in this regard, at least not the way that I look at it. Even Hypnotic agrees this guy's a jealous bitch. No, that's why I have this tweet. I'm like, yeah, that's really it. Why would you, let's say you want to steer others to another store for no reason at all. Why would you want to lose your business? You wouldn't. That's exactly it. Why would you want to do that? I wonder if I'd be ethical and honest if I were invested into Epic or Tencent. I mean... Can't happen for GOG since they have a no DRM policy. Yeah, that makes it really, really, really tough. Only reason this is from Hypnotic, only reason he supports it is because he's been whoring himself to developers and gamers, and people still, by a vast majority, choose Steam over his platform because Tim will do anything other than actually compete with Steam in any meaningful way. The market needs competition, and you refuse to provide it, even though your company has the money and capability to do it. It's insane, really. Decembro, gotta give him the shout out, says, of course he does. His storefront is shit, and nobody wants it, even when he keeps trying to secure exclusivity deals to force players to install it. Also calls it a 30% junk fee as projection because his platform offers F-all in terms of features and quality of life that would justify it. And I'll still say again, guys, I'll hang on. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, please shut the F up. You have no room to judge Steam. How about you go and improve Epic Store Launcher instead of crying over Steam, you effing cunt. Go F yourself. Our beloved Gaiman and Steam is king. Cope, cry, moan, because I'm all for it. See, again, I'm not this hardcore into praising Steam and Gabe, but I mean, I get it. I respect it. I think it's funny. I wish Gabe looked like that. It's pretty awesome. I mean, yeah. So to drive home my entire point, I've done this before, guys. I've done this before. I'll do it again to prove my point right here on stream. Here is my Epic library. All right, you guys can all see this side over here. Does it have a total number? I think I saw this before. Oh boy. Yeah. Just for Windows alone, on Epic, I have 304 games on Epic that I own, as much as you can own a digital game, right? So, that being said, I have installed exactly one of these games in the time that I've had my computer. One game. And it was the one that came with my graphics card. Crap, Godfall. And Godfall didn't run well with my computer when I first put it together. My computer would probably smash Godfall now. It'd probably look like the coolest, most amazing looking game ever, right? Yeah, I liked the Styx game, jank but decent story. I'm not saying that every game I've gotten on here is shit. No. I mean, Ghost Runner 1, Ghost Runner is a great game. It's fantastic. I think I even have Ghost Runner 2. I don't know why it's out of order. I think I have Ghost Runner 1 and 2 on Epic, right? 443. I played barely 10 on few I bought on Steam. I have multiple copies. I mean, I have Chivalry 2 on both Steam and Epic now. I've got Dragon Age Inquisition on Epic, but I can also play it through Game Pass. I've got Ghost Runner. I own a copy on both Steam and Epic. You know, Epic does have a value to gamers. The Lawsuit doesn't. The reality is, Plague Tale Innocence. Heard great things about it. Never played it. It's just the first Outer Worlds game. Just hell, there's a shitload of stuff on here, and I just choose to go to Steam instead. You know, it's glitched on Epic, says it's installed when it's not. Well, that's messed up. But you get my point. My entire point is there are plenty of great games available on Epic, just like they are on Steam. I own a lot of them, and I just choose not to use Epic because it sucks. It's not even like, oh, I'm Team Steam and not Team Epic. I'm not Team anybody. I'm Team Convenience. I'm Team whatever is the most convenient to use for my computer.
Tim has had over 7 years to just follow what Steam did. He didn't invest enough time or effort, and it is basically the same shit since day one.
Suffa. Thanks for the 5 Smeg. Appreciate you, buddy. Exactly. I mean, I don't understand in a competitive market, in a capitalist society, and I hate even saying that because, I mean, I'm pro-capitalism, but we're more like a corporatist society, and I hate corporate cronyism, but that's just kind of the way capitalism is basically gone. But in a capitalist society, when you're a CEO of a company that massive with that much money, they're making so much money on Fortnite, guys. They're making so much money. Why don't you compete? Why do you not just compete, you know? Dude lost $2 billion on deals and never thought to use even a quarter of that to improve the store. It's so ridiculous how the main game that platform has is Fortnite. Right, dude, it's crazy. It's just insane to me. I don't understand. Let me see here. Oh my God, this is from that same Angels Cry account. Bitch, you literally got community noted twice. You're getting F back to back. Holy shit. You're getting your ass handed to me by Bowie. Put your phone down and go jerk off in your basement, you cockhead. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Holy crap. Oh man. Hey, Vernum, thank you for saying that. Okay, so Cage, there is a reason for that. There is exactly a reason for that. I say the word fuck, okay? It comes out of my mouth at least a few times a day, depending on who I'm talking to and what the conversation is. I never use the word cunt. It's not something that ever comes out of my mouth. I find it funny, especially when you hear like a British person say it. It's not something that comes out of my mouth. So what I have to try to do mentally is to not say the word that'll easily slip out of my mouth as much as possible, because I'm still around my kids a lot, you know? And so, especially like in my day-to-day life, business, customers, customer service, and I got baseball coming up here. It's one of those things where I have to not say those naughty words that would naturally pop into my head because I have to train myself not to curse around the kids. And so I've just been doing that the last couple of years, trying to tone it down a bit. It's not even like, oh, I'm worried about YouTube. No, it's just a habit thing. Whereas, again, like I said, the word cunt doesn't ever come out of my mouth. It's just not in my vocabulary. It's your favorite. It's a favorite for a lot of people. It's a term of endearment here. You use the P word, though. Well, that's not going to end well for you. Yeah, the putty word, yeah. Often curse and Pete teases no one around me even knows. Oh, that's awesome. Steam does nothing and still wins. I never missed a freebie on Epic. That's about it. Yeah. PS Epic launched December 6, 2018. Still same trash. That's mad. I don't know. I mean, dude, honestly, people use... I mean, here in the US, you're more likely to call each other retard or asshole or like bitch. Like guys here... Maybe that was like a early 2000s thing where guys would just call each other bitch. And that was not even like mean. It was a term of endearment, you know? So maybe it's just a difference of being across the pond or something. I don't know. All right, guys, I am going to wrap this up. I'm going to hit the hay. We did it. We streamed 3 times in 1 week, and I still managed to get like 2 or 3 videos out. So I have got my oldest son's birthday coming up on Sunday. Tomorrow we're doing birthday dinner, and then Sunday we are going to go to Mariners have a fan thing that they're doing. So we'll be going and hanging out there. Don't stalk me. Whatever you do, do not show up at the stadium. I'm not telling you what time we're going. But yeah, so it's going to be a fun weekend. Stressful going to Seattle, which sucks, but it is what it is. I'm going to redirect, and we'll hit up Leon, since I know he's up. I know he's awake. Where are we at? Here we go. All right, that is all set. So much ramble. Me? Ramble? Never. I swear Steam had more updates ever since the Epic. Yeah, Mad Adam, I'm just trying to be consistent with it, because if I can stay consistent with it, the views will keep coming, but it's going to also depend on whether or not there's anything I care to talk about. There are going to be days and weeks where there's just not as much news and nothing that I really have as much of an opinion on. So, yeah, Ofcom's an interesting one. That one's... Brits don't say pussy? That's weird. Also not a word that comes out of my mouth unless I'm calling somebody one. But at that point, I've probably done pissed them off at that point, so whatever. All right, guys. I appreciate you all for hanging. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Take it easy. Like I said, I'm going to have a fairly packed weekend, but, you know, it'll still be fun. So my oldest kid is 13 this weekend, and he's bigger than I am. Just wait till he finally figures out he can beat me up. My God. Sucks to be you and I live in Australia. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we're just going to be paying to park and not walking around Seattle. I have to leave my gun in my car. I have to unload it, store my pistol separately from my ammo, the whole kit and caboodle. So I'm not walking across Seattle to get to the stadium. Hell no. I'll pay the $895 or whatever it is to park, you know. I'll be here even if we're just debating favorite cereals. All-time favorite, Lucky Charms. Gotta have me Lucky Charms. Hey, Avernum, Susano, Mad Adam Cage, Equilibrium. Who else we got? Mad Adam, I already said. I know there was other ones. Smeg, of course. Avernum, if I missed you. Truth, buddy, if you're still hanging out, you have a good night. H. Brown, obviously. I think I've hit everybody who's at least spoken up in the last 10 minutes, so I am gonna go hit the hay. We are sending the stream over to Leon. You guys be safe, have fun. Make sure you wear an ICE t-shirt. Not if I want... No, I told you I have to leave my gun behind, okay? No. All right, I'm out, guys. Take it easy. Have a good night. No, it's not literally... dude, it's like $50. That was sarcasm. It feels like $800, though. All right, now I'm out.